bottom, I hope it's recorded. I just want to say, get a fucking pen and paper. Listen to what this man has to say. Jacob's been in this game a minute now, and yeah, I suppose look him up on Instagram, boys, and it's going to speak for itself there. But the man has collected over 6 million. He's worked with Iman Gadzi, and he's living a life that a lot of people probably want to fucking live, you know, in a non-egotistical way. So it's opportunities like this where you get to be in environments with people that you wouldn't have access to on a day-to-day basis, that you listen, you ask, you observe, and you take key things, you take points from what he has said and you bring it into your life, right? In moments where he's went through adversity, think of what you've went through in order to overcome and get to the next stage, right? But boys, I'm about to let everybody from Beyond Set in. There's 28 lads in the guest room here now, is what there is. It's about to fucking swarm this place. We ready to go, Jacob?
Let's make it happen.
Well, boys, how we all doing? Cheers, boys. If only we got this fucking turnout on the Monday night call, huh? We'd all be doing well. But no, I'm gonna let everybody. I think everybody's in now. I'm sure there'll be more over the next few minutes as time goes on. But lads, thanks all for showing up. This is Jacob. Obviously, I've introduced Jacob already over our group chat, but I'm going to hand you over to Jacob. I'm going to pin him to the screen and I'm going to let him take the stage, right? Any questions at any stage, boys, don't be afraid. Jacob's in Dubai. He's not in Ireland, so he's not going to come and kick your ass for asking a stupid fucking question.
It's dark outside. Working the fucking night shift, lads.
Yeah, exactly. But boys, I'm going to hand you over to Jacob, right? Take it away, brother.
Sweet, let's do it. Where are you all from? Any Wicklow guys in here?
I'm from Scotland. That's me.
Oh, no Wicklow guys, no?
There is a couple.
Say
a couple, yeah.
Don't
a lot of Mullingar Westmeath boys, though.
Okay, sweet. So there's a few things I want to go through, guys. I'll go through who I am, what I've done. We all probably have a pretty similar story. There's nothing special about what I've done, nothing crazy about where I came from. Started off the same as all you guys as a DM setter or setting with you guys. Some of you guys are diving. And any questions you guys have, I'll go through a couple of things I want to cover as well in terms of like landing roles, mindset, what it takes to actually win, because this isn't a job. As a salesperson, you're essentially an entrepreneur. You're just doing it as a contractor, right? Because the work you put in is what you get out. You're selling your time at the end of the day, right? So if I just share my screen, I'll go through who I am. Okay. So just a bit about myself. My name's Jacob. I'm from Greystones in Wicklow. I actually moved to Ireland when I was 12. I grew up in Italy. Believe it or not, I still have the Irish accent of us, but my parents are Irish. And yeah, just had a pretty normal Irish life. Went to secondary school, did a lot of stupid shit in school, did pretty badly. Went to college, dropped out and got a sales job in, some of you may know it, prepaid power. So like I was saying to the boys before you joined, I probably signed up your aunties and grannies on a terrible electricity rate. And that's how my sales career started, right? Since then, since 2022, when I got into high ticket, I started off, well, overall, I've managed over 60 reps. I have generated 4 million in cash, 5.5 million in rev. Just as a growth operator alone, I've added 6 million for clients through acquisition of backend infrastructure. This is like sales team stuff, like, setters, closers, placement, upsells, redesign the entire client journey, all that kind of stuff. Worked some big names. Some of you may know Bill Walsh. I worked on his internal team. I was also a student of his. Scaled them from 67K cash to 167K rev. Sorry, added an additional 67K cash and 167K rev in just 30 days. We built out the school for him. Some of you may know it. The 10-day challenge. Me and Jack Sicker built that. Jeremy Pogue, Sueway Go, Go Consulting, so I worked with. I still work as a rep today, still take calls. I manage teams. I make more than enough to be able to live in a nice apartment. I bought my shit. I've spent it on stupid stuff. And I worked my ass off to get here. I know a lot of you are probably starting. Who here right now is a DM setter, dialer? Is everybody on a gig? Some people looking for a gig?
No.
Speak up, guys. Come on, let's make it.
Yeah,
I'm on a dial over here.
What is? Are you setting or what he's doing? Ryan, 1 second.
Yeah, I'm dialing at the moment.
Done. Okay. Yeah, like how many hours a day are you working, Ryan, for example? How many hours are you doing right now a day?
Probably 8 to 9 hours probably. I quit my job recently, so just
Right.
quit the Spartan, so I'm not, like, just went all in on it. So I'd probably start roughly about 1 o'clock. Then we have a meeting about 4 o'clock, have a little break, and then probably get back on about 7, and then probably get up finish about 2 o'clock. Pick up break just be bad and enough later in the day. So
Well, I don't mean to pick you out, right? But here's the truth, right? Like when I
Yeah.
the first role I landed was with Iman Gadzi as a DM setter. And for me, when I first got that, the space was not big. Like it's still not big, but back then it was like it barely fucking existed. 2022, like even I barely believed it was real. And I got it. I just didn't want to lose. I was so afraid of getting fired all the time that I wanted to be the best. And I was working 16, 17 hours flat a day. Now, it's not to say everybody has to do that, but like success leaves clues. There's no smoke without fire, right? Like at the end of the day, anybody I know who's made 30 grand plus, 40 grand plus a month, they all still work their asses off. They're stacking their calendar with 12 calls a day. They're working 12 hours plus. That's just what it takes. You know, like 8 to 9 hours a day. It depends. Like how much, are you comfortable sharing how much you're making, Ryan, at the moment?
I'm only on there for 2 weeks at the moment, but I haven't made anything since show. I've been on the show rate is what I'm struggling at the moment.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, it's like even with, you know, offers that maybe have a high show rate, like you have to just think to yourself, like, what do I have to do to replace this? Like, are you looking for another gig? Are you looking for another role?
No, I want to stay in this role and just keep improving, like just keep getting
Right.
better, like you know, it's not working at the moment. It's going to I'm never going to give up. I'm trying to keep going. Like.
Okay, so you're going to work more hours?
Yeah, definitely. I was even like when I was doing my job, I was running on 3 hours sleep, going to work, like get up probably sleep like 3 in the morning, then get up at work about 6, and that's why I quit the job, because obviously it's not ideal, like long term.
Yeah, because even now, like I'm 3 years in, I'll be working till it's going to be 3 a.m. here. I started work at 4 p.m. Dubai time. Get the gym in. My day looks the same every day. Like sales is like it's fun, but it's boring. Like your life by design is going to be pretty boring. Look at Kurt Udell. I'm sure some of you know JP Egan. I used to live with JP back in Ireland. We lived together. I first got him into sales. He could be going to the gym a bit more often, as we joke about all the time. But he's a savage. Like he's one of the best closers I know. The guy works from the minute he wakes up to the minute he goes to sleep, 14-hour days. He's running his own business and he's still closing, right? Like and he's been doing that for 2.5 years, right? Like when I first got into sales, I was sleeping on a couch. Like I moved into JP's house. His dad had a pretty big house at the time. And I slept in that room for a year. First month in sales, I think I made like $800, something like that, some ridiculous, basically like the doll. And from that point on, just worked 15, 16-hour days, made 2K, 3K. By month 6, I was making 7, 8 grand. And then it was 15, 20, 30 grand a month. You know, like money that when you look at it, you get that first invoice for 25 grand, you think, fucking hell, I would have made this in a year working full time with an office job. Right? And so that's what you have to look at. It's like right now, it seems so far away. My story is probably not that different from yours. I'm just a normal guy who just did a lot of stupid shit when he was younger in school. You know, didn't do that well in college, dropped out, and had to find a way to make a bit of money for him and his family. Right? And so you guys let me know, like, do you guys have any questions for me? Things you're struggling with? Questions around sales, mindset? Like, what do you guys want to hear from me? Ryan, go for it.
Yeah, so to say if I'm off the dials for a little break, like what do you think that I should be doing to improve, like instead of dialing constantly, like to get better, like if you could.
Well, you have to identify like the biggest bottleneck, which is okay. Like when I was dialing, I tracked everything. So there's a few things you have to look with any new offer, right? So when you go into an offer and you already have a dialing team, work will get you, like a lot of work will get you to a certain level, but you can work 14 hours a day on the wrong thing and then just fuck it up, right? Like you can just waste your time working a lot of hours, nothing changes. But what you want to do is, for me, was always studying the best setter, the best closer, where are the best leads coming from in the CRM. What is this, like maybe a cold outbound lead? How many times has it been contacted? How quickly is the top setter contacting that lead and booking it in, right? And so when I take all that, I just copy exactly what he's doing or just do it faster, right? So it's identifying like the number one thing that the top closer, the top setter is doing that's going to separate you from anyone else who's just working, pushing. Of course, keep your work ethic, but work smart. Like, for example, with JP, when he got onto 7th level, He was dialing when he started. He was working, but he wasn't getting like the best results the first week. And then that's what I said to him, is like, work hard, but like work smart. Like what's, for example, Yash, like where is setters getting the leads? Like where are they booking them from? You know, like it turned out they were booking upsells. So clients that were already booked in or already closed for, you know, 5-6 grand, he would book them, or the setters for Yash would book them onto his calendar. He'd upsell them for another 7 or 8, right? So it was basically like a semi-lukewarm lead, calls for 20 minutes. They were able to just fill his calendar with them. And that's how Yash and his setters are making a killing, right? And so JP took that. He started booking them for himself. In 2 weeks, he was a closer. Now he's making over 100K in commissions a month, which is insane. I will say that's crazy, right? So that's what you have to look at, is like, where's the gap? It's like business, man. It's no different. This isn't the job. It's like, how do I separate myself from everybody else in the team? How do I make myself number one? Don't cheat, but look for the gap that nobody else is doing, the top closer is doing it. Just do it better than him. Where are the leads coming from? Study the CRM. How quickly is he contacting the leads? Can we do some upsells? Is there something else we can test out to shorten the sales cycle, get the most cash in as possible, right? Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
All right, guys, ask away. When I see everyone on you, I used to take a lot of these calls. I used to do a call a week with Sueway. Like, ask away, because otherwise I'm not just going to stare at the screen for 45 minutes, right? So, Cody, go for it.
Jacob, when did you go full-time in sales?
I quit my job and I fucking went for it. The minute I got that interview, I had like maybe $1.5 grand in the bank, and I, on the Monday, walked into my job, handed in my laptop at 9, and walked out at 9:15. It was a pretty awkward conversation, but like at the end of the day, it's like, fuck this. Like, you know, I'm sure you guys. What was that?
You just have to do it, like, don't you?
Just have to. What's there to lose, man? You're making $2 grand a month, so you're not going to save for a mortgage. You're not going to, like, all that's pint money. You know what I mean? That's all you can spend it on. It's like, at the end of the day, you got a gig, you've landed it, give it everything you've got. Your worst case is just getting a job for $2 grand a month. You save all your money, you try again, right?
Yeah.
I didn't wait. Like, I know Ryan talks about this as well in some of his videos. He posted I think he posted a reel today, Ryan, which is a lot of you think you have to save money, but like the whole reason why you feel like you have to save money is because you have an income problem. It's because you have no money. Whereas if you just make more or focus on like what makes more, then the saving doesn't become so much of an issue. Like if you're making, you know, if you save $2 grand a month, that's going to take you, you know, what is that? 10 months to save 20 grand. Where you're making $5 grand a month, it takes you 4. You know, so it's like, just focus all your time on how can I just make more money incrementally. The saving problem, or like the having to like switch out slowly, goes away. That only becomes a problem when you're making way more. If you're making 30 grand a month as a closer, and then an opportunity comes up, that's where it gets a little bit different. You got to think about your decisions a bit more. But at that level, it doesn't matter. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Right. Where are you from, Cody?
From Carlo.
Nice. I have a cousin out there actually. Well, in Kilkenny, close enough. The surname's Corbley. Katrina Caston. Her mom's Corbley. She took the dad's name. She's in Kilkenny. They used to live in Carlo, but they're in Kilkenny now. Ireland's a small place, maybe an hour. She's older though. How old are you?
19.
Starting younger than me, man. I got in late. I was 22, so fair play. Yeah. Joe, go for it.
You're making me feel old, lads. So what I was going to say to you is, what do you think is the best advice to give somebody that's set and looking to get into closing and say even more, like, you know, especially with the position we're in now? What will we do to like outdo the best?
The first thing is, with anything, you just set the goal, which is, where do you actually want to go? So you can't. Everyone wants more. Like, everyone wants to have a better life. Everyone wants to have, you know, more money. Everybody wants to have more freedom. But the only way you can reverse engineer the process is if you have a tangible outcome. So you have to have like a tangible thing in your mind. It's like, what does it actually look like? So everyone, like, you ask people. I used to speak to these coaches. I used to work for, obviously, Sueway, who trains coaches and how to scale. I'd ask them how much they want to make, and they'd say 50 grand a month. And then you'd ask them why. And it's like, well, I don't know. I just want to make 50 grand a month. So they're interested, not committed, because it's a nice, everyone wants to make fucking 50 grand a month. Like, who doesn't? Who's going to say no to that? But like, there's no actual reason as to why. So you reverse engineer, okay, well, what is the life I actually want to live? Okay, I want to live in this country. I want to be able to give my mother this much money a month. I want to travel. I want to buy this car, whatever it is. I want to, you know, invest this much. That will come out to a certain number. So like 30, 40 grand. And then once you have that, then you know, okay, that's my goal. That's where my life changes. You actually are attached to that goal. There's a reason to hit it. Then you say, okay, I'm at the M setter now. what is, again, you identify the biggest problems that you're currently facing, which is, one is going to be your income. Two could be potentially, the offer, potentially, not always, but sometimes. And then it's your skill set. It's always one of those three usually, which is, okay, right now I'm a DM setter. Maybe there's an opportunity to be a closer on this team, but the business owner doesn't know, right? And so what I always say to every setter is, like, learn how to set in a way to eventually become a closer. If you become, sometimes in certain cases, you become the best setter on a big offer, let's say doing $1 million plus a month, that might slow down the process in some cases, because, like, if I'm a business owner, I've got a killer setter, I don't want to take them off the dials, because I know, okay, now I've got a whole list, I've got a replacement. But if I make it known from the very beginning that I'm coming in here, look, I want to set, I'm going to set in this company, I'm going to do a great job, I'm going to do whatever it takes, but I want to set to eventually become a closer. Can I join the closer meetings? Can I set myself some calls? Can I, if I close, what do I have to do to eventually become a closer? If I set myself 3 calls and close them all in a row, can I take a few inbounds? Like, that's what you got to do. The mistake I made when I worked for Iman was I actually got, without blowing smoke my own hole, I actually just got too good. I booked 44 sets in a day, broke the company record. It took me 6 months to take closing calls, because they didn't want to take me off. It was like, now we're going to lose, 20, 30 sets a day. And I never made it known. I never told them I wanted to be a closer until later on. And so with anyone now, I say, like, any offer that you go on to, if there is progression, say it from the beginning. Closed meds don't get fed.
So how did you get into closing then? Did you get onto it from an offer that you were on, or did you just kick the door in and, like you said there, and be like, here,
I've never, when I first got into sales, I didn't get any mentorship. There was nothing like that. It wasn't like that back in the day. It was end of 2022. It was pretty small. I knew Bill existed, but I didn't find out till later on. I had my own way of landing roles. Every role I've ever landed has been through just network. And I actually go through a process as well. I think all of you should know this. I'll quickly cover this in a few minutes. How you guys can get resourceful as well without just relying on job boards. And I know Ryan has a killer job board. There's obviously a ton of really good offers there. But having the ability to keep your options open and be able to choose and actually take initiative, it's how you beat everybody in this game. It's no different than anything else. Like 99% of people in this are just fucking losers. They work 4 or 5 hours a day. They treat it as a job. Like, it's very easy to beat everybody. There's very few industries people like us can take at this age. You don't have to have any qualifications. You can have done anything before in your life, and you can go on to make 20 grand plus a month.
So just another quick question there as well. Sorry, lads, I'll give you a chance in a minute. How was it that you got in your offer? Was it Instagram outreach, or, like, what was your method?
I'll show you. I'll go through a little presentation in a few minutes. I'll briefly explain how I did it.
Sweet. That's
All
great.
right.
Thanks very much.
No worries. PJ, go for it.
How you getting on? Pleasure to meet you as well. But I was just wondering, what do you think helped you the most and separated you from everyone else to go from a sales rep for prepare to, like, setting for Iman Gadzi? Like,
Honestly, man, I'd say, like, biggest thing is work ethic. Well, this is also what I cover in the job board. And I was saying this to Ryan and the guys earlier. When I found that job, I didn't reach out to Iman, never spoke to him. What I did was I found people that worked for his company. So I found somebody who knew a closer. And then through that, I found a setter. I got onto calls with the setter, the closer, build relationships with them. And when I got on the interview, there was 2,000 applications. There was 4 open roles. And I was able to reference 4 or 5 people that worked already at the company that knew who I was. I already knew what they were looking for. And then, they speak to somebody after me and they're asking about fucking how many hours I have to work a week. So it's like, okay, well, just like that, I've separated myself. It's like, he knows everything what we're looking for. He knows about the business. He knows about the culture. He knows what he has to do, how he has to show up. He's willing to work any hours. And then I got this other kid who wants a part-time job and is asking how much he can make. I'm going to win.
it's like your network is your net worth.
Not even just your network. It's your ability to become resourceful. You cannot, like, the network isn't just the biggest thing. You can create the network. You can just reach out and find these people. How resourceful can you get? It's genuinely at its basic level, just critical thinking. Like, everyone just waits for, like, somebody to save them, which is like, they rely on, the job board. They rely on the company to give them promotion because they'll come to them. But, like, in life, with everything, you just have to go out and just grab it, because otherwise it's just not going to come. It might, but it's just going to take years. Like, anything you want, you just have to grab it. Even if it's on a roll, you want to be a closer. If you don't let it be known that you want to close, somebody else who might not be as good as you, who does let it be known, will beat you. It's actually really simple, but nobody does it. Like, especially in this industry, like, it's small enough where, honestly, like, you can It's very easy. In 6 months, man, you can make 15, 20 grand a month. Like Josh Large, some of you might know him, he's friends, good mates with Kurt. He made a reel the other day, which is if you're not making 15 grand a month in 9 months in high ticket, then what the fuck are you doing? You know, like the opportunity's there. Like it's actually there to do it. Like if there's other people doing it, someone that's like me, or, you know, like Ryan or anybody else can do it. And there's nothing special about them. We bleed, piss, shit the same as you guys. Then why can't you do it? You know, it's just you have to go out and grab it. I'll show you exactly how that works in terms of how I did it with the role. But yeah, Ross, tell me what's the question?
Hey, all right, Jacob. Just before the call there, I was having a quick look through your Instagram. Not stalking you or anything, just trying to get to know you better. And there was a link to a YouTube video, and you helped Danny get from 12 to 56K a month, and it was primarily directed towards like his objection handling.
Yeah.
So in terms of like when someone, it sounds like, you know, someone either wants to end the conversation if you're DM setting, or wants to hang up the call if you're dialing. How do you flip them to wanting to close the deal or wanting to hop on a call with a closer? You know what I mean? Like, what's your strategy towards that?
I think it's a little bit different with, like, you don't really want to objection handle, my opinion is, on dials, because I can do it on a sales call because I ran through a 35-minute discovery with them. So it's like by the time I get to objections, now more so, I rely on them less. Like Danny, that's the easiest thing I think to teach anybody is objections. And he's a coach, like he's not trying to be the best sales rep. He's trying to get good enough where he can replace himself. With dialing, bro, like it's just cutting them off. That's what I used to do. It's just like I just ignore them and just keep talking. You know, I'd keep it pretty simple. Everything was surface level. I actually hired a BDR for this B2B offer I'm on, and he's asking me like, how many times do we post in the group? How much is this for, you know, 50 groups? Or if we do this package, how much does that cost? I said, the reason that you're asking that is because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because you shouldn't have to explain them on the call. You're trying to pique his interest enough to just get on a call where I can do that, or somebody else in the sales team can do it, right? You don't have to learn how to handle it, think about it, or like I have to go. Just like power through it, man. You know, just like ignore them and just continue on, or just just a couple more questions, man. We'll be finished down in a minute, and then just ask the next question. But just don't, you know, you don't have to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, I got you, man. Cheers,
All
thank
right.
you.
No worries. Anything else? I'm going to walk through a presentation just on how to land the role. It just goes into like work ethic, the mindset side of things as well, what it takes. Any more questions before we do that? Are we all good?
Yeah, I was going to say something there. Obviously, I'm struggling with show break. What would you normally really like at near the end of the call to make sure like these actually want to do this, like they actually will show up on this call? Because that's something that I'm struggling with at the moment.
Is that on the DM setting side or dialing?
I'll just dial.
Dialing, yeah. I think honestly, man, like the biggest thing for me, like with any offer, is the communication between the setting and after the call, right? So like, for example, like post meeting, if you got any like VSL's resources, that's what I'd be sending them. I try and set them if you can, like same day, next day. Like the drop off and show it's massive if it's anything past like a day or two. Like if it's 2 days out, especially if it's not confirmed. Google, you've probably seen this, but Google's changed their how things work with like confirmations, where like anytime it's not booked on, you've basically got to tell the person to go into their email and confirm it. Do you do that as well?
No, we don't do that, no.
Yeah, so like if you're booking things, they use Calendly. Yeah, so they'll get that email and they're not confirming in their email they have the meeting, which means they can't see it on the calendar. So what you should be doing, if it is on a calendar for them, using a Gmail account, is ask them to go into their email. So can you just confirm and press yes on that invitation so that it shows up on your calendar? Because otherwise, like they're just gonna, people forget, man. They fucking see reels, watch it.
A lot of them are just going ghost, like, and we ring them and all, and like I'll be ring 3 times a day and all, and they just don't even. Yeah, exactly. Call as well, and they don't show up. I'm like, I heard.
Yeah, you got to like the biggest thing, man, is like getting the actual call on their calendar. Because if it's not there, like they don't really, like, no one really gives that much of a fuck. Like, especially, is it B2C or B2B? B2C?
B2B.
B2B. What's the offer?
It's Amazon FBA.
Well, that's still B2C. So it's a business. Yeah. Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like getting to confirm that calendar. You'll know by like post meeting. Like sometimes what I'll do is like, if let's say it's, you know, a day or two out, if I've sent them a few resources, they're not responding. Sometimes I'll call them back just to confirm they're on for that time. That's what I'll do. Usually what I do is I'll also prioritize, like for me, it was always, even though you'd want to check this with your manager, I prefer to get less sets and have a higher booking rate because I could get the trust of the closer. So if let's say he saw my leads getting on his calendar, I know he sees me as a good setter. He's going to go into that. Oh, this is a fucking laydown. I've got this, right? So if you as a setter book really shit leads for a closer, he's going to see your name. And I know this from personal experience because I just cancel calls from certain setters because they're fucking ass. And if I see, okay, like for example, XYZ name is booking a lead, and I know he just books whatever he can, it's probably a DQ, I'm going to call the lead myself, or I'll just say to the manager, I don't want to take calls from this person. I don't want to take sets. So you just when you're booking leads, focus on like a quality over quantity thing. So if you have the inclination to believe it's 2 days out, I spoke to this person, they're not that interested, call them. If they haven't confirmed they're not there, try and like book in for the same time. If you've got a hotter lead, use that same time slot, replace that lead, cancel them, and then if he contacts back, just book him back in. But it just means then your stroke will be higher as a setter. You might get less closes, but your less sets, but your closer will be higher.
Perfect.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense, man. Thanks.
All right, let me share my screen here. Ryan, what's up?
Do you have any moment, Jacob, from your journey that you can remember looking back where it's a standout moment where it was like make or break for you, where it was either like it hurt you and you were like, fuck, do I keep going or do I not?
Yeah, man. Look, I've thought about quitting multiple times. Like when I was, like I mentioned earlier, when I got that role with Iman, I just moved into my mate's gaff, sleeping on a couch, and it was three separate parts. And before that, I was making two or three grand. My missus left me because I was sleeping on a couch. Fair enough. And I started doing okay. Like I moved to Malta with James Galligan. We lived together, and I left Iman's team to get training from Bill. I had 3 grand in my bank. The minimum payment plan for Bill was 3 grand, and I spent everything on a month's training. And I ran out of money towards the end. I had to move back in with my mate. I had to say to his dad, listen, I can't afford rent. So I was basically squatting at that stage. And I got an offer. Didn't do very well in that first offer as a closer. I did pretty shit. Like I was doing okay, but it was called Grow Channels. They had overhired, and I needed that money. They made a mistake. They ended up getting rid of all the part-time closers. I was one of them. And that night, I was sitting in bed. I was thinking I could go back, to getting a job. I can go work my normal job again. I can maybe try to get back on my missus, whatever it is, live a normal life. And I don't know. I thought to myself, if I do, it's okay, I'm going to go make 2 grand a month. I'm going to end up back in that fucking office. Everyone's sniffing coke on the weekends. Fall into the same bullshit, the same cycle where before you know you blink and your life's over. I remember speaking to this guy in my office, and this is the reason why I left. He asked how old I was 22 at the time. And he said to me, he was like, fucking hell, you're young, but time will fly by here. I've been here for 20 years. I remember thinking, fuck, like, gee, he's like, that's for me, that just scared the shit out of me. It was like, right now, it doesn't feel like it's that fast, but already, 2 years kind of flew by. I was doing the same shit every day, getting pissed on the weekends. And then I just said enough was enough. And in that moment, I was lying on that couch and I was looking at the ceiling. It was pitch black, like 2 a.m. And I was like, I've really got nothing to lose. I'm too far in. And then, you bounce back. You make like 5-10 grand. Like anyone I know who's won at anything, like if it's e-com, if it's sales, if it's with their coaching business, every single one of them wanted to quit multiple times. Like, fuck me, man. There's times I still want to quit. Not that I would, but like there's times when like shit just gets hard. You overspend, or you have a really shit month, or for some reason you end up in a rut. Like you're getting no bookings. Like you're on a PIP or performance improvement plan. You're thinking, am I shit? Do I need more sales training? Your mind starts going crazy. But the biggest thing is just one more day. Like I'll just go one more day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Before you know it, you're out of it. And you'll thank yourself. You pat yourself on the back that you did it, because the only people that actually lose are the ones that actually quit. If you try again, you get back up. Anyone I know who's actually done it and actually truthfully tried has always made it. JP included, myself, Paul Egan, all of my friends from my town, they all have made money. Every single one. Right? I brought them with me. They worked their asses off. They had the same shit. I remember staying with my friends in Budapest, and he was getting started. He was turned 24, 25. He was like, fuck, I've dropped out of college. My dad doesn't speak to me. And I told him I'd be making 8-10 grand a month, and it wasn't happening. And then fast forward, he has his own place. in Buda, which is north of the river in Budapest. He's engaged. He's gonna have a kid. It took him a year. That's what I'd say to you guys. It's like there's probably times right now where you're looking at this and thinking, I'm working 8-9 hours a day. I'm getting no sets. I'm not making any money. But I started there. Ryan started there. All of my friends started there. Everyone I know that's a closer now or a sales manager or has their own offer started there. You know, you just got to keep pushing through. The reason that it's hard is proof that one, less people are going to try, which means you'll get more. It will be rewarded better because there's more to go around between the people that put in the work. And second, it's like that's the proof that if you push through, you're going to get what you deserve. You know, that's how I see it. But yeah, that's normal. You're going to have that many times. I'm sure if any of you guys in the last while looked at this, or I suppose looked at your job and thought, you know, this is a bit shit, I might go back, because there have been times for you guys where you've wanted to quit. Now, be honest.
Most definitely.
There we go.
Like last week.
Yeah. Why is that, Cody?
I started a new offer like a week and a half ago. I was getting like 3 hours sleep every night. And I was like, fuck. And I woke up like the 5th day and I was like, what am I doing to myself?
It's fucking shit, man. At the beginning, it's shit. But that's the whole thing. Is like it actually gets way easier. Like when I was making the most as a closer, just closing, I was working the least because I had the sleep. My close rate was so high. I was working, you know, like maybe 4 hours a day. I was making 27, 35 grand a month.
Yeah.
Because I was working on an offer. The ticket size is high. My close rate 70%. So that's the thing. It's like at the beginning, I remember working like you, man. I was working 3 hours sleep. I looked like shit. I'd lost a ton of weight, and I made like, you know, 1,000, 1,200, 900 euro, $900, whatever it was. That's the tuition you pay. It's the whole reason why like you get paid well is because it's fucking hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Definitely.
Right? Cian, go for it.
Yeah, I nearly quit there last week. Mainly because I just felt like I was going around in circles and didn't feel like I was getting anywhere. And I just kind of lost enjoyment for it all.
You look familiar. I feel like I know you from somewhere. Yeah.
Ryan's posted me on his page a few times.
Maybe it's that. You follow me on Instagram.
I think I did the last day, yeah, when Ryan put you
Ian's
into
a
the group.
big name in the space, so he is. He's a big
He's
name in
not
the space.
No. You're from Galway.
I am.
Nice. Never been, actually. Believe it or not. Typical dub.
I'm actually living with a Wicklow man here out in Tenerife.
Where's he from in Wicklow?
Jamie, where are you from in Wicklow?
Jamie should be on the call.
He's from Wicklow town.
Oh, close enough to me. Bit of a kid now, Wicklow town, I'll be honest. Fucking hell.
He was taking trials there, so he's not on the call.
Yeah, look, man, that's the thing. Like, why did you want to quit? You're going in circles, so you weren't getting any sets, or what was it?
Was working harder than I was last month. And I wasn't getting any more sets. I was doing at least double the volume with outbounds and follow-ups. And bookings weren't going up. Wasn't making any more money than I was last month. I just felt like I was going around in circles.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Right. Here's the thing with sales. Knowing like this, you have to look at it like the way I always describe it is you have to just zoom out. So everyone has a bad week in sales. The best closers I know have collected, you know, $3,000. They've made, you know, collected 3,000 as a whole, which means they make 300 bucks a week, which is shit. Some of the best closers will have that week. It just happens because it is a reflection. Like closing is a reflection of like your state, the state that you're in. It can be hard to maintain it. You're going to have down weeks. It's just a game. But what you do is you zoom out over the course of 6 months, which is okay. I've had a bad week. That's expected. I'm not a fucking robot. There's going to be times when things aren't going to go so great. But if I just keep the work ethic over the course of 6 months, like that 1 week becomes negligible. Because as long as you're progressing over the course of a month, 2 months, 3 months, it doesn't matter if you have a bad week. It actually means nothing because it's just part of the game. But the problem is a lot of people get attached to as soon as things go south. And sales just fluctuates. Like you're going to have a week where you get no sets. You're going to have a day where maybe you have 3 or 4 sets or 5 sets or whatever it is, right? And so when you look at it that way, you find a way to eventually just get rid of the emotion, which is, you know, this doesn't mean anything. Tomorrow's a new day. I'll just go again. That's when you start doing the best. And the only way to get there is to go through the pain of having a bad week and thinking the world's going to burn down. Eventually you realize the world doesn't burn down. You can still breathe. Everything's fine. No one's going to fucking die. You go again. The longer you do that for, the less you give a shit. and then everything starts to click. Like it's not a thing where it's like, you know, you can make a couple of grand in a few months, but it will take a few months to start seeing things consistently where, you know, you can put money aside, you can maybe change place. Big mistake a lot of closers and setters make. They make a bit of money and they fucking spend it all straight away, buying stupid shit. I've done that. I've bought some stupid shit. Got a lease that was a little bit too expensive at the time, which motivated me. But if I was you guys, keep it aside. Like stack it up. Sales is a vehicle. Make as much as you can. And then when you have, you know, 50, 100 grand in the bank, you can decide what you want to do from there. You know? But yeah, don't get too caught on the bad weeks. Zoom out. Focus on what you have to do every day. In 6 months, you'll feel like you blinked and you're living a different life.
Yeah,
right?
It's a long-term thing.
Exactly, man. Like anything that's worthwhile. Nothing's an overnight thing. It only looks like an overnight success because no one sees the fucking work. All right?
Appreciate that, Jacob.
No worries, man. Adrian, go for it.
Yeah, 100%. I think the boys are, well, Ryan can vouch for me as well. I've gone through some fucking journey in this group anyways. But yeah, look, effectively the resilience is one thing I can say. Like when you mentioned prepaid power, now funny enough, I'm a door-to-door salesman for 4.5 years, but gone into high ticket sales since September. So as the boys know, I'm the first member in this group. So but yeah, when it comes to, of course, giving up, there's plenty of times, and there's many a times I've spoke to guys, you know, who are near about to give up. And it's just like, look, it's got to give you a challenge. Just keep fucking going. Simple enough. And literally, I came back from Thailand with the boys, had about 3 weeks of a crash out, not going to lie, where I was just kind of like, fuck this. And then I started applying for jobs, not going to lie. And when a job actually accepted me, my heart sank. I was like, no, this is not what I want. And then I actually declined it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, this is my turnaround circle, and I'm actually fucking just going all in. And would you be surprised, in about 4 days later, I actually landed the offer that I'm fucking killing on and put me in this position that I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Man. That's just how it works. It's like it's normal. Like it's a good sign if you want to quit. You know, it's like anything in life. Like for me, and you know, a lot of people in the space talk about the same thing, which is in sales, it is literally like a sport. Like how you act outside of your job, which is taking calls, reflects the performance you're going to get inside of it. So working out, like my life is repeatable every day. Every calorie is tracked. My gym is hit every day. I will not miss the gym. That's a non-negotiable. I get a bit of sun every single day. I work, I get my steps in, and the cycle repeats. And for me, when I know I sound going to do something, it's difficult because like I fucking love to eat Kit Kat bars and get a McDonald's and all that shit. But the fact that I can resist myself, I can resist the temptation. Bros, looks maxing. Exactly. Well, not really, man. I've got another water weight in here. The humidity over here is too fucking warm. But yeah, like I said, everything's dialed in. And the fact that it's difficult, the fact that I can push through it, gives me the confidence to know that I can do hard things. Right. But if I say to myself, I'm not going to eat bad food today, and the next thing I fold, I'm going downstairs, I'm getting a box of Marlboro Reds, and I'm buying a packet of Buenos, obviously then I'm not subconsciously I'm losing confidence in myself. And when you're on calls, if a lot of you guys want to be a closer, people are not buying the product, they're buying into you as a leader. They're buying into who you are, a reflection of what that person wants to become. And so if you can't do that for yourself, and you can't look at yourself in the mirror and be proud of who you are, then how the fuck is somebody else supposed to do it? Right? And that's the thing, is that it is a hard way to make money, but that's the good thing about it, is the person that you become when you've dialed all that in, you've get in the best shape of your life, you're dialing in your diet, dialing in how you look, you're starting to put a bit of muscle on, you're making more money. Everything in life is way better when that happens. Everything. Like everything you've ever wanted. You travel the world, you can take pictures, you look well. You know, that's what it's all about. But that's the thing, is like everyone wants to make money. They want to focus just on sales, they 14 calls a day, but they forget everything else. The next thing they look down, they've got tits and a belly. You know, some closers can do that, but most of them that I know, when that happens, their performance dips. So that's another thing for you guys. If you guys want to do well, go far here. Most of the guys that I know that do is like everything has to be dialed in. You know, everything. It's not like I'll just hop on calls part-time, sit on the beach, make 20 grand a month. No, like this is, you are going to be in the trenches, but you're going to get paid very well for it.
Yeah,
right?
I appreciate that.
No worries. Joe, go for it. After this, I want to just run through a quick presentation before we run out of time.
100%. Yeah, the same thing as yourself and Adrian there. I done a bit of door to door myself, and you know, I was like, the hard days come along with it. And you know, there's last week and the week before, probably the week before last, I had a bit of a rough spell. It was kind of just like, you have rough days in every sales space. Some people don't have this opportunity. It's just
Yeah.
like you're gonna get bit into that corner, you're gonna fight over your way, fight out of it. And you know, I use the analogy of like even running. Like, you know, I used to say like I'll finish at that fourth pole. You know, I'll be looking across the road, be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I get to the fourth and I forget about it. You know, it's just like small little targets like that. That's how I brought myself back in. Like, you know, every single day, like just, you know, and at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think anybody would probably do this fully, but like 5-10 minutes. I think Adam has to be something similar to what you used to say that you do. Sit down and be like, did I give 110% today? Yesterday I done 13 plus hours of diving, and I was like, I think so. So I'm like, but I still could have done more, and like that's it. Just looking for that every day here on in.
Exactly. And this is actually, there's a book that you guys should read called The Compound Effect. And this is actually the book that genuinely, everyone says this shit, but this actually changed my life. Like in terms of like small incremental changes, like the compound effect is one of like literally the wonders of the world. Like even if, let's say, you know, there's going to be days you go to the gym or like you take sales calls, you're not going to be 100%. Like Keane, you said you had a bad week, normal. But what matters is like, okay, if I can't show up 100%, how much can I show up? Okay, 30%. Okay, well, I'm committing to 30%. And you get it done. And then you mitigate the damage. But the problem is people have a bad day and they're like, fuck, you know, I'm going to go into this call. I'm probably going to fuck up the deal. And next thing you know is a domino effect. The next month is fucked up. They've messed the whole month in commissions. They're on a performance improvement plan. They get fired. Right? And so everything in terms of like, even on the small little things you do every day, fast forward 2 years, if you guys can just extend your time horizon, it doesn't have to take that long, and it probably won't. But if you're willing to do that, failure is basically like you've mitigated it. Like it's basically impossible to fail. It really is. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys are in this. You're not in this for fun. You're here to make money. And once you crack 10 to 15 grand, it's not going to be a surprise. Like you're not going to think, fuck, this is great. It's like you're going to think, well, I deserve this because every single thing I did every day determined this result. It's not a surprise because I showed up. I did what I had to do. So you guys should, I'm not sure if some of you guys will or won't, but I highly recommend you read The Compound Effect. That is actually, it's a practical book. It will show you that even just a small little thing that you do every day, how that will compound over the course of 2-3 years and change your life, right? But yeah, Joe, that's a good point. Go for, what's his name, Jude? Real quick.
Hi, Jacob. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you if you was to look back and like have like your past self in front of you, like what would you sort of say him, tell to him like as motivation to be where you are now? Obviously, like you wasn't going to know where you are today. What would you say to him?
Honestly, I don't really look at it that way. Like I think like I'll say some things and I won't, but I've done some stupid shit. Like I've, you know, ended up in some trouble in Ireland. I was not a model student, but I think the reason that all those things happened is what led to me doing this now. You know, I wouldn't go back and change anything. You know, I wouldn't want to do it sooner. If I had more money when I was younger, I'd probably be dead, to be honest. Probably would have spent it on some stupid stuff. You know, I think that's, you have to look at it. Like, there is no regrets in life. Like everything you have, everything you've done, that's the reason why you're doing this now. You know, so why change it? You know, I don't think I'll tell myself anything. I think you have to go through those things in life. You have to have rainy days, bad experiences to be able to know, okay, well, this is what's good. This is what's worth it. If, you know, if you have it your whole life, then you don't really know what you were missing. You don't know what's worth it. Right? Sweet. Okay, so I'll run over a little bit, guys. Some of you guys might have to bounce. I'm willing to go over 10 minutes or so just to go through this. I know Ryan has job boards, but I think every single rep should have the skill set to be able to find their own role, right? And that's not just to do with roles. It's also just the ability to critically think, which is, okay, how can I separate myself? And this will apply to how you work within a company. So how you work as a closer, how you find the leads, how you get resourceful. It's a way of thinking. Right? A lot of people, especially in the sales space, they rely on their boss, they rely on their coach to give them a role, to give them a promotion. When, like we said earlier, you want to have control over when that day comes, right? And you can do that. So this is how I landed every role. I've never got a role from a job board since the beginning of sales. I've always found a way to just fugazi my way into something at the very beginning to give myself a chance, right? Now, a quote that I like to open up with is, I'm going to run through this pretty quickly, but once is by chance, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. Right? This is exactly how I landed multiple roles at companies, including Iman Gadzi's company, the objection box, grow channels, and an 8-figure sales agency, including Sueway Go. Now it's easy because I've got receipt after receipt after receipt of offers I've done well on. I've used this framework to land multiple clients myself as a growth operator, even as a sales manager. This is exactly how I do it. I don't run ads. Everything is done through a network that I artificially create. I don't believe in building a network and seeing what happens later on. I build a network when I need it, and then I use it. So what we'll cover really quickly: gain skills that makes us valuable to the marketplace, leverage network to generate multiple opportunities, warm referral, reach out using intentional framework to gain information and nurture warm referrals. So this is the exact strategy. I'll explain what that is in terms of a warm referral. But even, let's say with Iman's company, like I mentioned earlier, me using the closer and the setters as my references, or the people who referred me, is what got me the job. Because I was able to say, okay, well, this kid just went out by himself, found out who half our sales team was, knows about the company mission, knows what we're looking for in terms of hiring, and he's put a Loom video together. Okay, well, nobody else is going to fucking do that. So I've separated myself out of, 1,995 other people that were just asking stupid questions on the interview, right? Process with the interview. So how to crush the interviews, how to separate yourself again on that side, and then dominate and ascend into a closer, right? So small hinges swing big doors, like we were speaking about earlier. This is in regards to the compound effect. Small things, but when added together, swing big doors. Skill set is the first domino and most important, right? So your ability right now to set and to close. A lot of you guys, if you want to become a closer, are any of you right now actively learning how to close? Are you watching sales calls from closers? No? Yes? Maybe? Not at all? Yes. Okay. So that's the thing. Like, you'll hear people say, yeah, I want to be a closer. I want to get a promotion. They literally have no idea how to fucking close. They've never watched a sales call. They don't understand the discovery. They don't know how to pitch. They don't know how to objection handle. Of course, then you're not going to get it, right? And so your skill set will determine what you get paid all the time. And that, even if you manage to fugazi your way into a closing role you can't close, you'll just get fired. So your skill set will always reflect what you get paid. Step one, starting with skills. Again, we get paid based on the value we provide to the marketplace. If we do not have any value to give a business, it makes zero sense to reach out to a business, right? So a lot of you right now looking to become a closer, reaching out is a stupid thing to do. Because me as a business owner, it wouldn't make sense to hire someone who's good at dialing or has only ever dialed as a closer, because I'm just going to lose money. I'd rather pick somebody that is already a closer, right? And so then you have to think to yourself, okay, what are my options? Which we can go back to and say, look at the offer you're on, which is, okay, is there a clear progression to closer? Or if there isn't, is there an offer that I can get which does have that clear progression, where I don't have to switch out, but I can maybe outbound set, or I can become a full cycle sales closer, where I'm booking my own leads and closing them myself, right? The value they provide is your character traits, your foundational skills, and the specific skills you provide to the marketplace. Ideally, you want all of these, right? So character traits is like your mindset, your ability, your work ethic, how you show up, the confidence you have in yourself. Like I said, if you're not born with the confidence, you can build it by doing difficult things and keeping to your word. Foundational skills, which is like your ability to set and DM set. That might seem like a small skill, but as a closer, being able to set when all the other closers are waiting for inbounds, you can hop on the dial, you can book yourself some calls. That's how you're going to beat everybody. A lot of the best closers I know still set themselves. They set their own leads if it's quiet. In terms of character traits, the most important is a will to win, right? So this is a game where, again, this isn't the job where a lot of us would have before, right? Like you can just work and coast. Coasting will get you fired. Eventually you'll coast your way to the bottom of the leaderboard. You're going to be gone. If you're going to be in sales, you have to want to win. Like the goal is to go into an offer. It's to take the number one spot. That's what you're there for. That's what you got to do. If you don't see it that way, you will lose. Second is just another name for loser. That's what it is. Second means fuck all. It's first or it's nothing. And that's the mindset you have to have with any offer. That's how you get paid well. Doesn't matter whatever work it takes, how many hours, that's what you're going in for, right? Anything else is a waste of time. Hunger to learn. Even if you guys become really good closers, even myself, even JP, Paul Egan, all of them, I still use like the white belt mentality. So if I speak to a closer who's making 15 grand a month, although maybe he's only been closing for a year, I'll still listen. Maybe he's got something I can learn from. Maybe he has another reframe that I can use that works well, right? The minute your ego gets in the way is when you fuck everything up and you're going to start losing deals because you're not willing to listen to anybody. Or like a sales manager who you don't want to listen to because you're stuck up your own home. Coachability, this kind of leads back into that as well. And then your resourcefulness. Now, this is the most important, is resourcefulness. I have taken maybe, I don't know, like 250 interviews. Most of them have been completely shit. I'm really, really tight with hiring. I think a lot of people say the right things. You can smell it straight away. You can know the guys that say it, the guys that walk the talk, or walk the walk, and just the guys who talk the talk. But the biggest thing is how resourceful you guys can be when it's quiet, right? So when, for example, leads aren't coming in, what do you do to find more leads? Do you use referrals? Do you call upsells? Do you work on back end? Whatever you have to do you make it happen? Or do you just sit there and wait, twiddling your thumbs? Because that's the biggest thing that I absolutely hate with reps, and it's the most common thing. It's why you can beat everybody, is because people go into this treating it like they're 9 to 5. And they sit there, they wait. They're the ones that lose. That's why it seems hard. That's why the average for an SDR is like $1 to $2 grand a month. It's not because it's hard to make more. It's just because those of them are just super lazy, right? If you just put a little bit of work in for a couple of months, you work your ass off, you're willing to work weekends. I know SDRs that are making 10, 15 grand a month, if not more. I'm sure, Ryan, you probably know some as well, making 10, 15 plus K a month. Now, it's not that common.
Cody, we were talking to, literally got on that dial offer and has made 1.6K in the last 11, 12 days.
There you go. You know, and Cody, like, your work ethic reflects that because you're working your ass off. You know, it's no surprise. The reason you're getting paid is because you're working. So that's what it takes, is like, how resourceful can you get? How can you think outside the box? If something isn't working, what are the alternatives? And are you weighing things up instead of sitting there? Foundational skills. This is another book, Ultra Learning. So how you can learn things really fast. I don't believe in having to wait for things. I think if you can learn something quick, you can apply it. The best reps will learn something, they apply it instantly, and they use it from that point on. And it's like closing doors, right? You make a mistake in your discovery, your coach says, fix this, you close that door, you never make that mistake again. Because a mistake happens once, twice, maybe a third time, it's a fucking choice. Especially if it's something simple. All you have to do is study it, you apply it, that's it. The faster a rep can do that, the better they're going to perform. Communication. This, I wrote this a long time ago. I think copywriting is important. Like, the reason why that is still, it's like written sales, but it will help. Like, understanding how marketing works will help with sales calls. That's more for closers though, so just leave that part out. This is usually for closers in terms of training. Basic psychology does help, like Read Influence by Robert Cialdini. That helped me a lot in terms of like understanding how I can influence people to make a decision, usually in their best interest, to be able to obviously pay for help to get them to the next level. I'll have to fly through some of this because we are running tight on time. We're going to network. So this is where it gets interesting. And this is the most important part, these next two parts here. In other words, I want you guys to make a list, right? So there's two ways. The normal way is slow and the new way is fast, right? So the slow way is applying on Indeed or similar, reaching out to influencers. Like, I think it's hilarious when you hear these guys saying they reached out to like Samuel Lanuha. I'm sure you guys have seen those videos, by the way. Absolutely crazy. But they think that he's going to see your message. You know, with 1 million followers, he's going to see some guy. I even get them, and I never read them. Like, one right now on my phone is, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's a waste. Jacob, I'm the hungriest 18-year-old you'll ever meet. I'm a high-ticket closer, and I've just exited my SMMA. I don't give a fuck. I don't know who he is. It's just a message. He's got nothing on his Instagram. I'm just going to read that and never look at it again. Right? So that shit doesn't work. Right? Job boards work really well. I know Ryan's got a killer one, but it's also good to have this ability so that you can have more options, right? Even in terms of, you know, a possible close role or part-time close role, whatever it is. The new way, which is the fast way, is find people who work at companies you want to work at. So, for example, in my case with Iman, I found the closers, I found the setters, and I built relationships with them. Right, so I found a bit about them. I didn't go in and ask for anything straight away. I first found out a bit about them, maybe watched a YouTube video from them, got to know who they were, what they've done. And then over time, that's when I said, okay, I can maybe ask who's the best person to get in touch with if I was looking to land a role. Okay, you can speak to Max, the sales manager. Boom. Next step in the ladder, right? Find association, so mutual friends. In my case, I had one. That's how I found one of the closers. Find social media accounts of set people. So you can search like LinkedIn. A lot of the bigger offers, and this is where you're going to make most of your money, is a lot of that team, they'll put the offer down on their LinkedIn. So impact clients, massive offer. A lot of the reps have impact clients in their LinkedIn. Same with Educate, same with Cole Gordon or Closers.io. Seventh Level do it as well. So all the best offers, you can find these people on LinkedIn, Facebook, Discords, because they publicly talk about the information. They're the offers that you can make 30, 40, 50 grand a month eventually, right? And so that's what I would do, is I would try and find these people. With anything, it's like find people that are already doing it and, you know, that are working for companies you guys want to join. Reach out using the NACQ method. The Trojan horse is what I call it, and I'll go through what that is. Gain information, generate opportunities. So information is what the team is looking for, team culture, what they look for in a rep, whatever it is. Be willing to take a half step back to take 10 steps forward. So I'll give you an example. With Iman, I was making at one stage 10 to 12 grand a month. I went from DM setter to sales manager. So I was managing 40 SDRs, and I was also closing. All of the sets that I would get was from my own team that I managed. And I spent most of my day taking calls, hiring and firing. So I'd be firing multiple people a week, replacing them with new reps. It was mental, right? But I left that because I wanted to make more. And for the next 2-3 months after that, I split my income. I was making like 4 or 5 grand a month, which doesn't seem that bad. When you've worked your ass off for 6-7 months and you're splitting your money, it's pretty fucking shit, right? And so that was another time where it got really tough mentally. And I was thinking, fuck, I put in all this work. It feels volatile. I thought I made it. Now I'm working more hours. I'm making less money. But because I took that step back, I went on to sell for an offer that was a 10 to 20K ticket. And that's when I cracked my first 20K month. It was because I was willing to take that step. Whereas if I stayed with Iman, eventually they ended up firing all the sales team anyway. They got rid of them because I switched to monthly recurring. Right. And so sometimes that's what you have to do, is you have to be willing to take a step back to take 10 steps forward. And it's difficult, but again, that's the people who win. Right? Any questions so far? I can't see you guys. Yes, let me know. Yes, no? Speak up.
No questions for me.
Sweet. Okay. Next is your network. Right? So leveraging network to generate multiple opportunities. So this is what I mean about coming up with tangible things, right? Don't wait to be saved, right? Don't wait for like one day, hopefully I'll close. Decide that's what you're going to do. If it's 6, 12 months, whatever it is, you set that goal and say, I will be a closer. Whatever it takes, I am going to close in 2026 or 2027, whatever it is, right? And so what you do a bit of research, speak to a bunch of closers in Telegrams, Discords, find them on LinkedIn. You'd be surprised the people that are willing to help you, right? That will just have a chat with you. If you do this, you show a little bit of resourcefulness, that you're actually hungry, right? Take 10 companies. It could be 7th Level. It could be Closers.io, Impact Clients, whatever it is, right? Find 5 employees for each company. That's a list of 50 people, right? Find their social medias, their Instagrams, their LinkedIns, find association with these 50 people. So any mutual friends you have with them, if it's an interest, maybe they don't have a mutual friend, find something, maybe they posted about a watch. You like watches, great. Boom, a common interest, okay? And now we have our list. Now we have a list of leads where out of those 50 people, if you do this right, like there is no way that you will not find a role, a killer role. Right. And this every single time with clients, if I ever like sales management, there's no like everything is done by word of mouth. You can run ads, but like you're competing against everybody else that is just getting them through word of mouth. So if you don't have a massive network or you're looking for a massive client, this is the only way to do it. For example, I might place a closer or I might train a closer and you give him this to get him into a company that's doing really well. He becomes a top performer and they're going to ask to train him. It's me. I become the sales manager. Right? Like that's how you win big. It's the Trojan horse, right? Instead of just waiting on me running ads or all being on cold traffic, I just make it happen. I decide it's going to happen. I find a way to make it happen. Right? So the warm referral method. Reach out using intentional framework to gain information and nurture warm referrals. Create social media profile, right? So if you have pictures on your Instagram where you're with your mates and you're in the pub and you're holding pints, probably clean it up. It's not a bad thing, but like if you're pissed, you're doing all this stupid shit in your Instagram, just take it off. Like I know a lot of you will probably have done that, but if you haven't, like your Instagram is your modern day CV. Like, don't have stupid shit in your Instagram. Just take it down. We'll go through the Trojan horse framework, gain information and find associations. Follow up. If it's not working, you 10x or you 100x, and then you just make it work. 1 second here. Yeah. So, am I lagging out, guys? Can you hear me? Okay.
You're all good, brother.
Okay. So NACQ. So NACQ stands for name. So the name of the person. A is association, how you know them, or a common interest, right? So if you have no association with them, what are they interested in? Realistically, you want to find somebody they know. So for example, with JJ, who was the JJ Hernandez, who now has his own coaching company, he was the closer at Educate before I was. The way I knew him was through my friend, and that was the association. Hey man, always let me know that you're a killer closer for Educate. Heard that you've been the top performer for 6 months. You know, a lot of the team look up to you. I've watched a couple of your videos and I've learned a lot, right? So first, it's my compliment, which is C. A genuine compliment for something you've learned about them, not surface level. Q is question, which is questions to gather information. Just out of curiosity, man, like what makes a good rep at Educate? Like what does it take to land a role like the one you've landed? And then once you've had that conversation, then you have permission to ask, which is just out of curiosity, or I don't know, man, but you know, is it possible that I could be connected to the sales manager, or who would be the best person to get in touch with in terms of getting a role at Educate? Oh, it'd be Max Thompson, the sales manager. I'll make a group chat now, right? And that's how you separate yourself. Like all the best roles have, like it's super competitive, you know? Like Educate, for example, 2,000 people applying. Impact clients, they're doing 3 million a month. They have thousands of applicants every month looking for a role. The B2B offer I'm on, constantly BDRs, closers looking for, you know, a chance to get on the company. And so how you separate yourself is just doing the simple things nobody else is willing to do. I speak to a rep on an interview, and like I said, he's done all this. He knows 2 of the closers. He knows the CEO. He knows the sales manager. I'm thinking, okay, well, this person's, he's already shown me he's a killer. Like he's done this shit for free. He hasn't even got paid. And he's gone to this level to say, okay, I want this job. But what's going to happen when I give him commission? You know, I'm willing to take that chance. Where it's like, I don't know anybody about it, anything about a person. He comes on, he says, what's OTE for the month? Like, what would bare minimum be? I'm thinking, fuck's sake, like this guy's going to be moaning and whining on every sales team meeting, complaining about not hitting commission. I'm going to have a therapy session with him, you know? And so it's that easy. Like, it's really not complicated. This is how you make yourself a one-of-one closer. Over skill set, by the way. Like, you can do this. I'd rather teach a rep with a mediocre skill set, but has this kind of work ethic, over a closer who's really, really good, but his ego's in the way and he's a prick. And he's not willing to learn anything else because he says, well, I work for these companies and that companies and I know everything. Like, that's a difficult person to deal with. Whereas if I can mold somebody with a mediocre skill set, but he's got the work ethic, I'd rather have that. I see it as an investment. That guy's going to be on my team for 7-8 months. He's going to be a killer. I can fill in the gaps. He's got the thing that I can't teach, which is this, right? So a few examples here. These are just examples of how I landed the roles. Like, hey, Jenna, I found your Insta through Jacob Hopkins Sales Training Discord. So you were a top performing setter, then became a closer, and now a host. You host a podcast. That's so dope, so sick, whatever. I'm curious how you got started. I started a gym launch, told me everything, told me who I had to hit up. So they're NECQ, right? Really simple, not complicated. Asked who would be the best person to get in touch with. And then we move on to the next stage. Do the same shit. And she's my reference now, right? This is for Educate. So that's Max Schlibner, German guy, crazy surname. Same thing, right? Really simple. This is for Bill, right? Told me exactly what Bill was looking for. And I literally took this and said it on the call. That's exactly what I said. Like what he told me to say. So I was like, ultimately, bro, just someone who will get the job done. Literally said that word for word. Skills we can teach, as you know. We need someone to come in and be relentless. Use that word for word. Are you closing now or still setting, blah, blah, blah. I took exactly those 2 words. So get the job done, be relentless, said it to Bill. It's exactly what Bill wanted to tick that box, gave me the job. And we scaled him to over 200 grand a month, right? Added 67K cash on his top line. Made him a lot of money. We made a lot of money as well. Step 3 is the warm referrals. Reach out using intentional framework to gain information and nurture warm referrals. Hang on, where are we? Yes, this is the rundown. I don't know why this is happening to my deck. Yeah, quick rundown. Fix your social media. Create your list, 50 people, okay? Reach out using that framework. Don't go in straight away asking for a favor. Build a relationship, do a bit of research on the person, have a conversation first, then it makes sense to ask. Otherwise, they're gonna blank you. Like when I get those messages, I don't give a shit if the guy's hungry. I don't know who the fuck he is. Don't know how he knows me, don't know where he's from. I don't care. I get 15, 20 of those a day. Gain information and get warm referral association. Follow up. If it doesn't work, you 10x it or you 100x it. Like that's how you mitigate the chance of failure. If something isn't working, but you know the process works and it's worked before, you just multiply, you do more. Increase your inputs, eventually you'll get the output. Right? If the process isn't flawed, it's only working because the volume is too low. That's it. Right? Makes sense? I know I'm powering through this, so you guys stop me if you have any questions. Any questions so far?
No, good.
Okay. Do you guys see this as valuable? Are you learning something here? You guys?
Yeah, 100%.
I can see it all there.
Sweet. So interview, how to prep and destroy interview, leveraging your personality and get hired on the spot. This is interesting, right? So JP is the best example. When JP worked for Seventh, he had like maybe a month of closing experience. So his problem was that he was shit at closing and he wanted to be a closer at Seventh. So they gave him the chance as a setter. And what he did, I won't even go through these slides. I'll just explain this because this gives the best understanding of it. You have to turn like what are the pros and cons of what you have right now? So for example, you guys right now are dialers and closers, but you're dialers and setters, but you're not closers. Some of you want to be a closer. Maybe you want that goal in 2026, right? So a lot of you will see that and be like, no, okay, I don't have the skill set. I'm not able to become a closer. That is true. That is a problem. But how can you flip it in to a win, right? Which is like I mentioned earlier. JP had the work ethic, right? Like he would work his ass off. I'd pass the shed, which is where he used to train in the house. And at 2 a.m., I would hear him objection handling himself all day, every day. The guy has a crazy work ethic still to this day. And the thing is, Jeremy saw that, and so did the sales manager. And within 2 weeks, they gave him inbounds, right? Because he made it known he wanted to be a closer. Every other setter that came onto that team, it was a 6-month ramp up. It never changed. Everyone, by rule, went through 6 months of setting before they became a closer. He did 2 weeks. And the reason was that he went to the sales manager and he said, how can I set in a way where I can eventually become a closer? Like, what do I have to do? Can I join the sales team meetings? Can I train with them? Can I book my own calls? And then the sales manager said, okay, well, let's play a game. If you close 5 deals in a row of your own sets, I'll give you inbounds. So what JP did was he booked himself the warmest fucking laydowns, right? And it took him weeks. It took him like 2 weeks to get all these closes in. And he took the minimum down. So 500 deposit. And that was it. The program was like 16K. But he still did exactly what the sales manager said. So he thought outside the box. The guy was impressed. He said, okay, fuck it, I'll give you a few inbounds. And it was off to the races. Like he made his own rules. Like he decided what he wanted and he just took it. He didn't take it for face value. You know, Iman said the same thing to me. It's going to take 7-8 months for you to become a setter manager. Me, Oz, James, all of us came in and we changed everything. We broke the KPIs. We worked 16, 70-hour days. The KPI was raised because of us. And that's not to blow smoke up my own ass. It's because I put in the work. You know, same as you guys would be doing. That's just what it takes, right? And so you make your own rules. In an interview, when you get on the call, if you guys don't have closing experience, what you can say is, well, okay, I might not be the best closer. I have a lot of DM sitting experience, but me compared to somebody else who has closed for the last 4 years is that I'm moldable. I'll become whatever you want me to become. I'll learn how you sell. I'll implement exactly your frameworks. I'll learn how to sell specifically the software. I don't want to leave it because I know the top closer is making 30, 40 grand a month. I want that to be me. Whereas you get a closer who's been closing for 4 years, it's like driving a car without a license. So you get your test, you got to unlearn all these bad habits. I've got no bad habits because I've got no skills. So I can just learn from the beginning. Right? And so everything's a sale. Even the interviews, you're closing. Right? How can you turn your lack of something into a win? Whether that's lack of experience, whether that's the lack of money that you have, whatever it is, you just turn it into a win. Right? So we'll just skip through this because that's the biggest thing. Like your USP, like what, your why, how, what, right? So your lifestyles, interest. The truth is, like a lot of these guys, like they're looking for somebody, like even Iman, we used to joke about on the team meetings. It was like, we just want somebody that has no life, like it's mildly autistic, that just works 12 hours a day, just at his desk. Like right now, it's kind of dark in my room. I'll be working till 3 a.m. I've been doing this for 3 years. You know, I'll probably keep doing it, even though it's getting kind of old now. It's what pays. It's what got me this far. Right? And that's what they're looking for. Somebody that's not just saying it, but they're doing it. Like they're actively doing it. They have receipts to show it. Numbers. Like here's what I've done over the last 3 months. Here's how I've beaten everybody because I'm doing twice the inputs. Right? Straight away, that's going to separate you. right? I'll send this as well so you guys can go through these questions, but I'm just conscious of time. Ryan, are we good for another few minutes? Can I run this over?
Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. Anybody that has to dip, but everybody's relatively staying.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so another thing as well, like environment, have a nice background, nice lighting. Like I used to take calls in a spare room with a couch. It was in bits. The house is moldy. It was an absolute kip. But all I did was, okay, if that's the case, I'll just get like a white screen on Amazon. I faced my desk against the wall, so it looked like I just had a white background, right? Better that than like if you're wearing like shit clothes, your t-shirt's all crumpled, you've got like bacon neck, you're wearing an old t-shirt. Like it's just small things like that. You know, just dress nice. If you've got a shirt, you've got a polo, put it on. Like it's really simple shit that a lot of people don't do. Like this is what I mean. It's like all this, you guys might be listening to this and thinking, okay, this is ridiculous. It's literally that easy. Like the amount of, I've taken, like I said, hundreds of interviews. Some of these motherfuckers are in bed. Like they're in bed. Like this is the people that you're competing against. People that want to work, take weekends off, and they're sitting like this with their phone in their hand, and they're not at a desk, right? So it really isn't that hard. Like it's a small industry. There's not that many people in it. It's still like a gold mine. Like 6 months in, like Josh Lard was saying, if you're not making 15 grand a month, what the fuck are you doing? You know, you're in a high ticket for 6-9 months. They're the numbers you should be pulling in. Energy, high energy, like you shouldn't be like a crackhead jumping around the desk, but be positive, want to be there, have some confidence in yourself, speak from your chest, don't whisper, like speak from your chest, have some volume to how you sound. Speak before you think, right? So when you trust yourself, and this is important with sales, the reason why a lot of reps, closers especially, do terribly is that they get stuck in their own head. So they're focusing so much on what the next question should be. And that's the reason why they fuck it up, because they're not listening. You're just thinking to yourself, oh, fuck, okay, well, how can I get him to close? What's the best next thing to ask? Whereas when you just don't think and you just speak your mind, and you're confident in yourself and your skill set because you have receipts to show that you've done the work, it just happens by itself. You'll know what to say, but you have to trust yourself. And this is like the mental game with sales, is that people think you can just learn off a script and you can sell. It's not. It's a reflection of who you are. Sales is like a mirror. Like the person you are is what you're going to get back. So like if I'm, you know, on the weekends, I'm going out and doing a lot of drugs and I'm eating those at McDonald's and I'm not taking care of myself and I'm not keeping to my word and I say I want to change, but I don't change. How am I supposed to get on a call with somebody that wants to make, you know, 10, 20 grand a month? Maybe I'm not even making that right now. And I've got to be a leader on this call and motivate them, because there's an intuition, like 70% of communication is done through like non-verbal communication. So your facial expressions, your body language, people pick up when someone's bullshitting, right? And so if the people that do the best, like Kurt, for example, he walks the walk. Kurt actually is a savage, Kurt Udell. He's been training for years. The guy has a crazy work ethic. Even when I knew him, like at 6 months in, like he was cracking 10 grand a month, never really went down from there. It was onwards and upwards, right? Because the guy's consistent. He just shows up every day, does the same thing, right? And so you have to, like it says here, detach from the outcome. Focus on your inputs. Don't think about where you're going to go. It's like, did I do everything I said I was going to do today? Went to the gym, tracked my calories, whatever it is that's what you guys want to do. I did my 2 hours of training. I watched a few sales calls. I learned something new. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm getting it done. I'm working 6 days a week. There's no reason why I would fail. When you have that confidence, you don't have to rely on yourself to think about like what you should say, what you shouldn't say. You just know what to say, right? It's like a bike. When you're on a bike, you're not thinking how to calibrate right and left. You just know, because you've done it before. You know when you get on the bike, you're not going to fall off now. But it took falling off a few times as a kid to figure out what the perfect balance was. And once you have it, you never lose it. Okay, structure your questions. That's a minus more to the interview. Pattern interrupts. Like this is another thing as well. It depends on the person. Like don't fake this, but like you can be abrupt. Just be yourself. Like, you know, especially with the Irish do so well. Like the Irish in sales, the Americans hear that fucking Irish accent. They just want to give you money. It's a blessing in disguise. Like there's a massive, it's crazy how so many Irish guys I know kill it in sales. Even when I get on these calls, they just love my accent. Like I had one guy close 2 or 3 days ago. And he was joking at the end saying, the only reason why I'm paying on the first call is because I know you're Irish. I just like the Irish. And that sounds ridiculous, but it's true, right? Because, you know, we're seen as like genuine. Everyone likes us across the world, but it's also the attitude. Like we're jokey. We can make jokes. We can have a laugh, whatever it is. And so be that on these interviews. Like Americans are square. They're boring as fuck. They get a happy Irish person on the call who's confident in himself. They see him as a killer. They see him as hungry. You already have a good reputation. That's going to help you a lot, right? Fully expressive and authentic. This is another thing. Just be yourself. Don't get caught in your own head. The thing with interviews, I'm sure, are you guys taking interviews right now? Are you guys going through anyone going through an interview process right now, currently?
Hopefully.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Well, whoever isn't. You have to think of like interviews, right? A lot of reps will go into this and they'll be kind of afraid about fucking it up, whatever it is. If you have the skill, like this skill here, you essentially have the ability to book infinite interviews, right? And so abundance is what gets rid of fear. When you know you have a lot of something, it doesn't matter. Like you look at the water in your press and you don't really think about it, it's just water. But you're in a desert and you've been out there for 2 weeks and now you're down to your last bit. Now you're scared of running out of water, right? Because you know that you don't know where else to find it. You're in the middle of the fucking desert. Whereas if you know, okay, you're in your house and you've got a press full of water, doesn't matter if you finish the line, just grab another one. That's what this is. You have the skill set, you have the ability to find a role whenever you need one. You'll never have to worry about it again. The fear goes away. Right? All your insecurities, all your fear, because you can afford to fuck it up. You can just pour that water bottle, the water bottle out onto the floor, go grab a new one, do it again. It doesn't matter. Right? And so when you have the skill set, you can be resourceful. All your fears, your doubts, even when you have a role you're closing, it doesn't matter. Because even if you fuck it up, you know, I can find a different role. Right? This goes into setting, the ability to set, to close. The better you are, you have the skill set that never goes away. You'll literally never be broke again. Right? And so quick recap. Only 10 main questions. Simple things like, I know that we didn't cover this, but like you want to ask about the business. Like I said, one thing I absolutely hate hearing is like OTE. Like if you need to find out about the OTE, ask somebody else in the team. Like, you know, it just comes across as like, as much as it's ridiculous, it just comes across as annoying. I don't know what it is. Like people ask how much I'm going to get paid. What are my hours? Like I just know that person's going to lose. When I say, okay, like what's like the top closer in the team? Like what are some character traits he has that have allowed him to stay at the top or to collect X, Y, Z? It's like when you're hiring for somebody, what do you usually look for in a new hire? Like what character traits do they have to have? Has there ever been a time where, you know, somebody has come in as a setter and they've been able to become a closer more faster? What have they done to be able to do it? This interview, if you were to rate it from 0 to 10, 0 being this is absolutely shit, you never want to see me again, and 10 being this is the best interview, where would you rate it? Like all those things separate you because I never hear that shit. Like, you know, people's asking stupid questions. You ask questions like that where you actually are trying to learn about the business to be the best. That's how you're going to get the role because everybody else is shit. That's the truth. Like you'll be surprised. You apply 10% of this, you'll land more roles. You'll have more options, right? Dominate and ascend. This is another big one for you guys who want to become a closer. Recon, draw a map, mindset, environment, input, output formula, and value bomb. So recon, whenever you join a new company, send every single person at the company a message to get on a one-on-one Zoom. Ask them what advice they have for you to succeed or what advice they wish they knew when they started. This is another thing. Learn from other people's mistakes. So you go into a new team. This is what I did with JP. I made the mistake of staying a setter way too fucking long because the close ments don't get fed. I didn't let it be known that I wanted to be a closer. So I said to JP, don't do what I did. Go in and day one, make it known that that's your goal. And that's what he did, right? He learned from other people's mistakes. So when you speak to these closers, you get on calls with them, find out what they would have done differently. How would they have done it better? Closers love to brag. They love to tell you how they're so great, the sun shines out of their fucking hole. They'll tell you, right? Right. Allow you to avoid common mistakes and move quicker to the number one spot. You can skip the bullshit. Draw a map. So closer to ascension, befriend the number one closer on the team, right? Become as close to him as you possibly can, right? Become a really good setter for him. Provide value to him. So like I was saying earlier, I can't remember who asked, focus on only booking the best sets because you'll make closers very happy. They see your name, they know it's a good lead, they're going to love you, right? And so you do that and provide value. They're making money from you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to want to send you calls. They'll help you, whatever it is, right? Learn his ways, 2 to 4x his inputs. A lot of the times, closers who are doing the best, they get a little bit lazy because they take their foot off the gas and they cruise, which is, you know, it's like the underdog story, like Rocky. Like Rocky's an underdog. He's hungry. He wants to win. the best fighter is sleeping on Egyptian silk. Like McGregor even is a good example, right? When he was in 2013, 2014, he was a savage. Now he's just too fucking rich. Doesn't care enough, right? And so you want to look at the top closer who's doing the best. How can you do what he's doing better, but just multiply the inputs, beat him, just outwork the guy, work weekends if you have to. Become the number one closer on the team, ask advice from number one closer, ask him for a referral. Closed mouths don't get fed, right? That's the biggest one. Closed mouths don't get fed. What you want, let it be known from day one. Mindset with everything. If your goal is 10K a month, multiply it, right? So have like 10K as your reach, 100K as long-term goal, 100K a month. I know it might seem crazy to some of you guys. It's the same thing with 10K. 10K seems like a lot of money until you've made it, and it's like, fuck. Okay, I need to make more. It never ends. Like it's 10K, then it's 20, then it's 30. It will never be enough. And that's the great thing about it. It's always a challenge, right? So set the first goal, set your milestones, 10K, 20K, 30K, whatever you have to do to get to 100. Whatever your goal is, 10X it, right? Omnipresence. You're not here to take part. You're here to take over, right? It's chess. It's not checkers. You're going in to win. Second place is losing. No one gives a fuck about second. You never hear about second. You hear about the winner. It's always who came first. It's the only person that matters throughout history. Second, third, it's a pity medal. No one cares. If you're going to go into an offer, you're going in to be the best. That's the mindset you have to have. If you don't have it, you're going to lose. And if you don't have it right now, you work on getting it, or you change careers. Right? Because if you're going to do this, the only way you'll win long term, the only way you'll make a fuckload of money is if you are a winner. Right? Luckily, a lot of people who get into sales, they have a winning mindset. They know that sales means more work, more money. Right? Okay. Environment. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. This is a big one. Us being Irish, we probably have a lot of friends that aren't the best influence in terms of drinking or whatever the fuck they're doing, or being lazy or wanting to go to the pub. Your environment will determine your success more than you think. Like when I was sleeping in that house with JP, at the time his dad didn't have a lot of money. He was renting out rooms to all kinds of people, right? And a lot of them were very negative. They were older. A lot of them were just fucking losers, and it was slowing me down because I hear about someone complaining about the price of canned beans being 10 cents more expensive, which is bullshit, right? But that just gets into your mind. Which is if you have friends that are complaining about money, or they're complaining about you not seeing them, or they want to go to the pub, or you're not drinking as much, cut them off. Just get rid of them, because a good friend, a friend that's actually valuable to you, wants to see you win, even if that means not seeing him for 6 months. I won't see some of my best mates for 6 months to a year. I see them again, we get on. I know he's busy. He knows I'm busy, right? But he's happy to see me working. He's not saying to me, man, oh, fuck, you never see me anymore. You never make an effort. We should go to the pub. He doesn't do that shit. He's working as well, right? And they're the people you want around you, the people that are pushing you to be better. If somebody's bringing you down, or they're trying to slow you down or bring you to your old self, the person you were before you got into sales, you need to get rid of them, or they'll just be a burden to your life. And I promise you that. That's another massive one. If you think, oh, but he's my man, I've been mate with him for years, that's fine. But if he is asking this stupid shit that you otherwise wouldn't do unless he was asking, he's a problem. And that's just the hard truth. I've had to cut off most of them. I had a massive friend group, or at least I thought they were. Now I maybe have 3 or 4 close friends. And that's it. That's all I need. That's all I want. We push each other to be better. Since we've done it that way, we've all made way more money. Okay? Dominate ascend. Go to all relationships that don't benefit you. Social events, sporting games, TV. If you guys have porn habits, all that kind of shit, cut that off immediately. It's going to fuck up your life. Hobbies, movies, scrolling. Anything that doesn't move you toward the goal in your work season, get rid of it. There's an app on App Store called Social Life. If you open Instagram through that app, you won't see any reels. So no reels, delete your YouTube, only have it on your laptop. Anything you do in your waking hours when you're not in the gym or eating should be focusing on the goal, which is working. And that's it. Make some time to see your family, whatever it is. But everything for the next 6 months, if you're going to set a work season, is to work on being better at sales. Right? When you get your 15, 20 grand a month, you can take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off, go on a holiday, go on the piss, whatever it is. But for those 6 months, you're locked in. And you'll make insane progress in 6 months. You will literally change your life if you do it effectively. Okay, value bomb, out deliver on everything. So if you're on a team and you notice there's no SOP for hiring, or there isn't, maybe fulfillment isn't so great, Kurt Udell helping with the back end calls. That's one thing. When I was at Sueway, the way I became irreplaceable was I came on to just take sales calls, and then I started helping with fulfillment. Then I got paid to be a CSM. I got paid to be a sales rep and a sales manager. So I had a rev share. So I was taking 5% of the entire company revenue. And I was also getting paid a 3K base plus 10% commission. Right. And that was just one thing that I was doing. And that's what started off as a sales job. It's because I asked to do more, as much as I possibly could, and I got paid for it. And that's how I started making a lot of money. Right? So don't just go and do your job, whatever you can help with. The way you become irreplaceable, the way it becomes difficult to get rid of you is when the more value you provide. So if it's back end, if it's with the clients, if it's with hiring, if it's with finding new setters, if it's with managing teams for free, if it's with helping other closers, that's how you keep your job, even on a bad week or a bad month. Right? That's pretty much a full breakdown, guys. I know we ran over a decent amount. How was that? Any questions on the presentation?
Not for myself. Thought it was brilliant.
What was that?
I thought the presentation was brilliant. So thank you.
No worries, mate. David, go for it.
When you speak about helping out with fulfillment, I know it's going to vary throughout every single different offer, but in terms of making yourself more valuable on the current offer that you're on,
yeah,
I'm not looking for a step-by-step, but I'm looking for kind of a protocol that you have, and what's your approach to actually doing things like that.
Just be proactive. You know, it's like, if let's say you don't know how to fulfill, let's say it's an offer that you have no idea about, what does the offer need? What are they looking for? Right? Do they need more setters or BDRs? Can I help them find them? Or do they, you know, when we're hiring, do we have a clear process to bring somebody on? Could the SOPs be better? You find a whole, I've made this SOP on how we can ramp up the closer a week faster. He's gonna think, fucking hell, that's great sound. You know, that's the kind of thing. It's just be like looking for a gap and being proactive and fixing it. Don't be asked. This is the biggest thing. The people, the hires that don't have to be asked to do something, they just do it, are the ones I want to keep. And so does everybody else, right? Like the problem is, if you're asked to do things, it's like having, you know, like an Indian VA or a Filipino VA. So you got to give them command prompts to fulfill on what it is. And if you get it wrong, they're going to make a mistake. Right? So I hire somebody I can speak to them and say, do this, this, and this, even though it's vague, because I'm busy. He can figure it out, and he does a better job than what I expected. Now, when I keep this guy, because he understands the business, he knows, okay, well, we could hire this closer faster if he learned this about the business. Or, you know, I have a couple of BDR friends I know, or SDR friends that are looking for a role. Let me interview them based on what the company needs, and I'll bring them ready to go to him. So then we got 2 extra SDRs, right? That's how you can do it. That'd be an example. Okay.
Okay. Any gap that I can see in an offer that I'm currently on, how can it be a little bit more viable?
How do you mean?
No, that's what you're after. That's the solution you're after.
Yeah, exactly. You're asking a question. Yeah, exactly that. Any gap, anything you can improve. Do it.
Okay, sweet. Thanks, man.
No worries. Jude, go for it.
Yeah, I was just wondering, that slideshow that you was going through, it was really valuable if you could get that to Ryan or anything. I was just obviously thinking this is going to be recorded, so worst comes to worst, I can look through that. But
5K USD, I'll send you the link. Yeah, of course, man. I'll send it to Ryan. You can go through it.
Sweet, man. Appreciate you.
No worries, man. No worries. All right, boys. We're gonna wrap up. Any more
Jacob,
questions?
before you bounce, right? A lot of these boys are at the start. Some of them boys are a little bit further into their journey. Some of the boys are going to be transitioning soon, right? What's one thing you wish you heard at the start? If you could even think of one thing, but what's one thing you'd like to leave a note on for these lads?
It's gonna be harder than you think, but that's what's gonna make it worth it. Is pushing through it. It's like, if you can get through the hard shit in life, you can push through when everything looks bleak and you're just, nothing's working. You're thinking, you know, you pause and think, what the fuck am I doing? Is this even real? You start doubting the entire industry. If I had somebody that could say to me and say, listen, everyone goes through that shit. This is part of the tuition you pay. And if you just put your head down for 6 months, your life is going to change in ways you can't imagine. It's going to be worth it. Like, man, my life, without bragging, is fucking sick. Like, I've got the pound behind me. You know, I'm just a normal guy from a small town in Ireland. I've got a nice watch. I rent cars on the weekends with my friends. Restaurants are free. You know, like 3 years ago, I was selling fucking electricity to grannies. It's a fucking big change, you know, and I've been doing this for a long time. So you put your head down for 6 months, you listen to what Ryan has to say. Ryan's done it as well in his own life, you know, like he's got the background in Spain enjoying the sun, you know, because we put our head down, we made it happen. So you put your head down 6 months, you don't think about anything else. If you feel like failing, that's normal. It's a good sign. Keep going, make it happen, change your life. you look back and you'll thank yourself. You'll pat yourself in the back.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. I appreciate it, Jacob. Really do, man. That was
No
a
worries.
good call, boys. Appreciate your time, man. But yeah, no one else has any questions? Speak now. Forever hold your silence. That's
I'll have
Adrian.
one. I'll have
Adrian,
one.
keep it to a question, not a story.
Oh no, 100%. And when it comes to, of course, your dials, do you have any kind of recordings or anything like that you can kind of share to the crowd just to see what kind of dials you've been doing?
Dials, man, it's been a long time since I've been doing dials, to be honest with you. It's a long
Back
time.
when he dialed, there was no such thing as GHL or closed.io.
We were using those, but to be FTC or FTC compliant, an operator is actually supposed to delete the call recordings. So if you keep them, even me, when I was posting like on my Instagram, you'll see some like sales calls and objection handling. All mine are real, by the way. The role play shit is fucking gay. Any closer that does fake role play objection handling is a fact. That's the truth. Like all of mine are fully real, actionable calls. But yeah, you can look at those. You can get an idea of like the closing side. But dialing, bro, fuck, that was years ago. Could probably find a few I've done. Maybe
I've got recordings, Adrian. I can send you from me.
Yeah.
100%.
If anybody ever wants them, I can send them over. But yeah. Now, other than that, boys, round of applause for Jacob. Jacob's doing good things. Another young Irish lad getting fucking after it, which we love to see, boys. We all support that shit. But yeah, Jacob, genuinely, bro, appreciate your time, my man.
Anytime, guys. Nice to meet you all. Brian, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Go on. Peace out.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Jacob.
Take it easy,
Have
Jacob.
a great night. Thank you very much.
Take care. Bye.
Thanking you.
Everybody, Jesus, everybody is dipping. I don't think anybody realizes I do stay on for an old chat at the end.
That was
everybody
amazing.
feeling? You like that, brother?
Yeah, it was a lot, you know.
What makes you feel like it was amazing, Jake?
The way he was like talking about stuff and all that, like the way he was saying it, you know.
Yeah. Okay. The main reason, boys, why like I always try to get as many Irish people as possible, because sometimes hearing it from your own can be a lot more beneficial, because like at the end of the day, boys, there's no fucking difference between him and anybody else. Only he just fucking did it. He shut up and did it. You know what I mean? But boys, why the fuck is their cameras off as well? Like, what are you doing that your cameras are off? Joe, Sean, Adam. Like, I'm looking at blank screens here. Don't join a call if your camera's off. I don't want anybody on any call that I have with camera off, or else you text me why your camera's off. Simple as that. Good to see you. You look fucking gorgeous, Sean and Adam. By the way, two of you there.
I was driving for the first half, so I didn't
that's all right. That's all right. But anybody that joins my Wednesday calls, their camera off, I'm gonna be kicking, because you're join it and pay attention. If you can't, text me, right? But has anybody got any questions, boys? Even for me, after hearing that, right? He's dropped some fucking sauce, boys. The fella's been making, genuinely, man, the fella's been making probably over 40 grand now for the past year and a half. You know what I mean? So he's a few pound fella, to say the least. But all I can say, boys, on top of that is it really is just down to the grit of how hard you want this. And like I think even like on other calls, other guys have went even more in depth on struggles and shit that they've had to overcome in their life, right? But it's every one of us has overcome shit, and probably is in the middle of doing it still. Probably is a battle every day getting up, but that's a part of this journey, you know. Like even myself, boys, every level has a new devil. Like God, I love God, but by God, He tests me still as time goes on. And just because I might no longer be an electrician, or because I'm working, just because my life might look like it's different now, doesn't mean that I'm not challenged mentally, emotionally, physically. You know what I mean? So no matter what, every level has a new devil. And yeah, like I said, boys, he's just another normal Irish guy that stuck his head down, started as a DM setter, went into dialing, went into closing. Now the boy's sitting with fucking in Dubai. Look, Dubai might not be the hot stakes for everybody. You know, when I say Dubai, some of you might not give a fuck. To be honest, I don't really give a fuck about Dubai or watches or renting Lambos or anything like that. It's not my gig, right? But for some people it might be, right? At the end of the day, he's making money, right? Making a lot of money. Because boys, it's crazy in life how you could look at one lad like that there as 25 from Greystones and Bray, who's making probably double what some boys in here make a year, you know, in a month. It's just a crazy thing, you know. And that's the possibilities of what is out there in life. Like, he's all seen Cody, boys. And, you know, like, the only reason Cody's posting that is because it's big. You know, on his first 24 hours, in 24 hours, he made like 1.2K. You know what I mean? And, like, man's not even on the offer that long. And there's multiple other boys. That's making money too. But at the end of the day, boys, it's longevity. You know, in my first 3 months, I didn't crack. It took me 3 months full time as a rep. It took me 3 months full time as a rep to crack 2K a month. It was 700, 1.2, 1.7. I was doing it full time. I was grinding my ass off. And I look back now and I'm like, Jesus, in that time period, I let a lot of things in my life slip because I got consumed. I got consumed by the work. I started falling off. My sleep schedule was cooked. I wasn't going to the gym. But like, outside of this, boys, what you do is huge. It's like, how much time are you committing to this? How much do you truly want this, or are you just shy talking yourself? Because, boys, you wouldn't catch me like this time last year and even earlier before. You wouldn't catch me doing anything that didn't push me closer. Don't give a fuck. If I had, this is my life, my family to take care of. If my girlfriend doesn't understand, fuck off. I'll get a different one. There's 7 billion people on this planet. If my mother and father don't understand, I don't give a fuck. That's not a problem for me because I don't have either. But for some of you might, right? But if any of my friends don't understand, fuck off. As simple as that. Because I have a drive in me and I have a love for my little brother and other family members of mine that just outweighs everything else. Simple as that. I have a purpose, I have a calling. The pain. Boys, I know I'm being very, very, very extreme, but the pain I felt every day walking into a building site in Sweden was killing me. And just standing around in there all day, just terminating junction boxes. If any Sparkies in here understand what I'm talking about, you'll understand it. Terminating junction boxes, belting up conduit lads. And I just thought to myself, I'm actually just a fucking robot. Like, what is this? Yeah, boys, I work a lot of fucking hours now, but I'm building a business. I'm beyond set is something I love with all my heart. As a sales rep, your life is chill. Your life is easier, right? Like, yeah, grind your ass off to get to a certain level of wealth. But once you get that level of wealth, boys, you can, you imagine grinding for 2 years, right? 2 years, you're 25, now you're 27. 2 years into the grind, you're 27, you're making 30 grand a month. Imagine in that third year, you start diversifying your funds. Right? You start getting into real estate, right? You start getting into investing. Boys, by the age of 30, you will never have to raise your fucking... Boys, someone can literally... You'll be paying someone to pick you up and fucking put you on the toilet to take a shit and wipe your hole for you. Now, obviously, like, that's not what I'm looking to get to, but just what can change is absolutely astronomical. But what is driving you? What is fueling you? Right? What is causing you on a Friday night to lock in rather than going to the pub? What is driving you on a Saturday night to lock in rather than going doing bullshit with your friends? Right? Because, boys, there's going to be parties, there's going to be pubs, there's going to be concerts. They ain't going anywhere because that concert is so they make fucking money. You are a puppet, a musketeer for them big corporations to make money. You know? Yeah, they might love singing, but they love fucking money a lot more, you know? And it's as simple as that. So optimize, boys. Just prioritize and sacrifice. That is simply it. What are you willing to sacrifice? That is it. Are you willing to sacrifice a year of your life? Or do you want to just sacrifice the rest of your whole life? Because it's crazy that people even have to say this. It's crazy that I even have to say this, right? Because you could look at it in a sense of, right, I could have not done anything last year. David could have not done anything last year, and David could have just went and got a job after he went and done his college degree. And just, that was it. Didn't really want that more in life. No, I'm not, boys, I'm not shitting on people's careers or anything like that, but it's like, it's 2026 now. You know, like our parents, what the world we live in now is not the world that our parents experienced. Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. So it's incomparable. Right? There was an industrial revolution, boys, in the 1900s that changed the way the world worked, right? When factories started to come around. Now we are on the brink of another revolution, and it's going to be a technological revolution because of AI, right? Things have changed. The internet is now evolving at a rapid rate. The level that this world grows at has never been the same before. And the way the life we know it as is changing is crazy. Like, some of you don't even understand the depth and the level of what AI is actually doing right now on this world. It's replacing jobs by the second, by the absolute second. If you work in an office, if you work in like anything got to do with coding, if you work in anything got to do with logistics, you are gone. You are fucked. If you have done any sort of degree that relates to possibly something on the computer, you're fucked. Simple as that. And you know the funny thing is as well, all them college is a business model. It's a fucking business model, you know. So just take it as you will, boys. I'm always here to answer questions, and I answer it as openly and as honestly as I possibly can, right? But when you get to certain, when you get to a certain stages in life, you see things differently, and like some things, and meeting people too open up perspectives in how you think and how you see things. So a lot of what, you know, like a lot of my opinions on things have changed over the last year because I've seen it from a different point of view. No longer living a life I once did, you know, seeing and meeting and encountering people like Jacob, you know, people like other guys that have been on calls before, Jordan Davidson, you know, shout out to any of the boys that were on that Jordan Davidson call. But anyways, boys, has anyone any questions for me? And as well as that, if you aren't doing anything, pull your fucking finger out of your arse or just get out of here. Like, what are you doing with yourself? Genuinely, pull your finger out of your arse. If you need help, we are here. We are here, right? If you need help, we are here. And if I see you're hungry as fuck, man, I'm going to try my hardest to help you, boys. This is my life and my soul, Beyonce. I love it, everything. I love it, you know? Like, we've got an event coming up, boys, in August. And, like, they ain't ever slowing down. To be honest with you, boys, like, at the start of the year, I signed my life to Asia. Like, I had to stay in Asia. And now I don't even want to do that anymore. I want to be closer to Ireland. More so because of the events, because of ye. I have family in Ireland. Yeah, I was willing to just sign my life to Asia just for tax reasons. But now it's like my family is beyond set. My family is all of ye. Seeing all of you guys push and grind. And, you know, I was there too. I still am. Fucking still am. You know what I mean? I haven't, like, I'm nowhere where I want to be yet. I'm still on the grind too. As much as you think, I don't know what the fuck is thinking me, but I'm still on the grind too. Genuinely, the shit I want to do, boys, that I haven't done yet, and I'm still grinding. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of boys, they say, get Lambos, get watch. Boys, I won't buy no watch until everyone in my family has their own house. Yeah, I'm a big child at heart. I love people, boys. I love connection. I love speaking to people, and you know, every day it's a blessing to wake up and live a life that God's given me, you know. But don't fucking think for 1 second that I just landed here. That's not the case at all, boys. You know, everybody's journey is different. Everybody has their own story. But the one thing I will tell you is that pain is a driver. Pain is the biggest driver you can ever have, you know. So use it, boys. And there's a reason why everybody is where they are. You know, I've got my little brother is number one thing, boys, that pushed me to change. You know, when my mother, my biological mother and my brother, me and my brother have different fathers. And when my biological mother and his father separated, I seen my brother go through shit, and that just flicked something in me, because at that time I was a fucking degenerate. This is about 3 or 4 years ago now. And I was a heavy degenerate. I'd already been successful at drop shipping, but fell off, right? And seeing that happen, and my brother lose his home because when COVID came, they did this eviction ban. You couldn't evict anybody. So my mother stopped paying the rent, thinking she was clever. Oh, sure, you can't evict me. I'll stop paying the rent. So when this ban lifted, my brother was out. My brother had to move into a mobile home. And that fucking broke me, because I didn't want him to deal in any pain. Because, like, at the end of the day, whatever the hell happened with me, I'm okay, and I have a good head on my shoulders. Why? Because I met God. That's simply as straight as far as I can make it. The only reason I have a good head on my shoulders is because I met God when I was 20. I'm 24 now, so about 3 years ago, 21. I was 21, and I went on a good journey with God. But seeing that happen to my brother lit a fire under my belly, and I made a promise to myself that nobody else in my family has ever done anything. Nobody's going to change this for my brother unless I do something about it. And that was why I got up every morning and went after it. So, boys, either find something deep in your heart, find something, because that is my why. And that is going to keep you going. But it has to be deep in your heart. That killed me seeing my little brother go through the pain of all that. So it has to be deep in your heart. That shit was deep in my fucking heart. You know what I'm saying, boys? I know some of you, genuinely, I've met a lot of you already in here, you know? And anything I can do, anything we can do, like this is Beyond Set, boys, ain't going anywhere. Beyond Set is going to be the biggest thing that Ireland has ever seen, and I swear down, I will do everything that I can possibly do to make this as good as I can, to put myself in environments where I'm getting more opportunities for you guys. Like, look at the amount of offers that I've been dropping in recently, boys, and no one's even fucking, half of you aren't even applying. The offers that I drop into the group chat are going to be the best because I'm getting direct access to people from that. I'm putting boys, I invested 5K this week. I invested 5K into a mentorship this week. And half of that was so that I could literally get access to more people so I have direct access to placement. Because yeah, applying to jobs can be fucking hard. Boys, getting up in the morning is hard. Putting on the Snickers is hard. You know? Staring at a fucking wall is hard. Everything's hard. You just gotta choose what's harder. You gotta choose your hard, right? Investing is the best thing you can do in your life. Genuinely changed my whole life when I started investing into myself. Didn't realize it at the time. I got scammed my first investment for $2,500 for a fella called Iman Gadzi. You can look him up in your own time. But yeah, I got scammed. The fulfillment was absolutely terrible. And it stung me like a motherfucker. But I didn't let it stop me. I knew that there was going to be something. To be honest, I didn't know, but I just had enough certainty in my head. And abundance, boys, right? I know I'm ranting heavily here, so anybody's free to go on if they don't want to listen. But abundance, right? Because anybody know what abundance means? Is anybody able to give me like a word description of what abundance means or what it might mean to them? Anybody?
Is it being grateful, is it?
I wouldn't say it's being grateful.
I'd say it's being in a state of where you feel like you have more than enough.
Yeah. Right. So abundance basically just refers to having a large quantity, plenty, or you're in a situation where, like David said, there is more than enough of something. Right. So you need to train your mind to see abundance in multiple different areas in life, because that's going to trickle into things. Right. Because if you're acting from a place of scarcity, or you're allowing this numerical digit on your phone screen when you hold down check my balance to control your actions throughout the day, you're not acting in abundance. You're acting from an ungrounded scarcity place, right? So it's like you almost have to trick yourself to say you're living in a different reality. Now, boys, I'm not saying if you've got £2 in your bank, head to town there and head into fucking JD Sports, get yourself a new pair of brogues that you can't afford. That's just stupid. Right? But what I am saying is, if you're buying something that you have to buy, don't allow yourself to feel afraid because you can't fucking afford it. Now, boys, I'm not saying, like, I'm even just talking about food shopping. I'm talking about car insurance. I'm talking about rent. You're sending over your rent and you're like scratching your head because you're like, Jay's right, I have £200 left in the account. That is like, that emotion, right, is going into your subconscious brain, your subconscious mind. And that is then allowing you to emit a frequency that isn't attracting the reality you want, right? Because you're looking at things from a non-abundant mindset. You're acting out of scarcity. And this controlled me for ages. Boys, I lived my whole apprenticeship not having a bean. Wages gone before next Friday. You know what I mean? Like my whole apprenticeship, never had a fucking bean. Until I went to Sweden, and I still barely even had a bean. To be honest with you, boys, I never had more than $2,000 in my bank account until I started high ticket sales. Genuinely. Because it made me actually, I seen the path out and I realized, right, okay, I need to be smart. I need to calculate how much outgoings I actually need to be spending monthly. So I realized how much I need to be doing before I quit my job. Right? But I really would emphasize that you do a lot more searching on the internal side of things, because sales is easy, boys, and I truly believe that. I actually genuinely believe that it's so easy. TM setting is piss easy, genuinely, right? SDR too. Grow a set of fucking balls. Go out and talk to somebody on the street for 10 minutes. When you're in the shop buying something, ask the person, how was your day? How was it? Oh, it was all right. When you're going in paying for your diesel, how was your day? How hard is that? But what are you doing? You're probably not comfortable because you probably don't do it, right? But just test yourself more and become congruent with who you need to be. On our onboarding call, boys, with every single one of you beautiful young men, we went through what you have been doing and what you need to do. Half of you probably haven't even fucking put it on your wall. And don't think that's something that I don't forget, because I take mental note of how quick you've actually done it. And if not necessarily how quick you've actually done it, as well as that, if you've actually even done it, right? Because as I said, boys, I'm putting myself in areas as much as I can be that is going to allow benefit to flow into Beyond Set, because Beyond Set, like, is my life. I don't think he realized that enough. If Beyond Set was terrible, how am I meant to walk down the street in Ireland? Like, you know what I mean? But this is my everything. So just remember that the opportunities we're trying to provide you guys is genuinely to change your lives, you know? And I've also been in a setting community. Beyond Set right now is optimized for setting, but we are introducing closing too, just for you guys to know. We have got a closed circle community right now where we do have closing coaching inside Beyond Set, but it's only accessible for high performers. Simple as that. Because closing is a different ball game, boys. Closing and setting, two different things. Two different things. Closing takes a lot more time to master. A lot more time. Setting, boys, I was on the phone with my brother yesterday, and he's 11 years old. And I literally said to him, right, when can I start getting you on board with setting? And he said he doesn't want to do it until secondary school. My brother is in 4th class. And he said when he gets to secondary school, he's going to start DM setting. I guarantee you, he will be making thousands from DM setting all the way through secondary school. Probably won't even finish it. I hope he doesn't. He doesn't fucking need to, right? Unless he wants to do something, I won't push it on him, right? But I know I'm heavily ranting now. Has anybody got any questions for me, boys? At any stage they're at, they want to know something about what they're doing. They're stuck at a position right now. And I'm going to be straight with you, boys. If you don't want me to ask you a question, I would advise for you to leave the call. Because if you're not where you want to be, I'm going to pull you out right now and ask you why. So if you don't want that to happen to you, I would advise you to leave the call. Because if nobody asks me a question right now, I'm going to go through that list of names. And if you're not where I know you want to be, I'm going to ask you right now why. And we're going to speak about this now. So if you're not man enough to do that, I would highly advise you to leave the call. And there's no love lost at all. But before I go into the name list and have a little look at everybody there and go through things with you all in depth, right? Because we're all men here. We only want to see each other grow. At the end of the day, boys, even myself, there's been so many things recently I've had to overcome, because recently there's been a big change in my life, and because of that change in my life, the devil has managed to send distractions in certain ways to me to test me, right? And I'm going to be straight up and honest with every one of you, because at the end of the day, we're all on the same level. Recently, I ended up separating with my girlfriend who I was with for a long, long time. And an element of me nearly fell into that lusting state of oh, jeez, I'm single again, boys. You know what I mean? I'd been with a girl for a long time. We'd end up finishing, and I wanted to just focus everything on this. But then I was the devil, boys, every level has a new devil. The devil was sending these thoughts into my head where it's I want to go out and meet more women. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to just, but it's why? There's no depth to it. You know what I mean? And I noticed myself nearly falling into oh, Jesus, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. But it's what the fuck am I doing it for? There's zero benefit in doing it at all. And it's after having a hard conversation with myself, I realized that, you know? But I'm we all go through the same shit, boys. I'm only 24, you know? Yes, I've experienced a lot in life at 24 years old, and I won't sugarcoat that. I know for a fucking fact I've experienced and dealt with more and grown up in a way that's made me be I'm not 24 internally. I'm different than that. But we've all experienced all these things, boys, you know, with addiction, boys, drugs, porn, women, alcohol. Every one of us have gone through that. It's 2026, lads. Let's call a spade a spade. But has anybody any questions, boys, before I click in here and I want to ask somebody, a few of you, a couple of questions. And I want anybody to be honest. But if you don't want to, that's okay, right? This isn't a fucking name and shame game out here. But I'm going to start. I'm looking at the name list here now. And the first person I want to chat to is Connor Ledwith. Connor, what's happening, big dog?
What's up?
If you don't want to chat to me, big boy, you can just tell me straight out. I don't want to do this.
No, what's up? What's up?
How are you doing? Fill me in.
All good, all good. Still on the offer now, and then got on to Adrian's one there, that Airbnb up,
Okay, you're still on the offer now. What offer?
that trading one.
Okay, how's it been going?
It's alright. It's been a bit slow. It's been a bit slow for a while because he wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't doing his live TikToks. Well, I've been getting a lot of leads in, and I've just been going through them, booking. I've been booking a lot of calls, but like they're just not closing. They're just broke.
Are you qualifying them on call?
Yeah, I'm qualifying them. I'm asking how long they've been in the Discord, how much currently have they got to invest into themselves, into
Okay.
getting that freedom, all of that.
Okay, and how many hours are you doing a day?
So, it's Eastern time, so I don't start till it doesn't. People only get up around 4. Like it's 8
Irish
a.m.
time.
Yeah, 4. Well, for me 4, but like they get up at like 8 a.m. or that. But when I get back from work, I'm here in the office and I'm fucking just going at it all day till night.
Right. Okay. And I suppose then, man, like, what do you feel needs to change in order for you to like? How far do you feel like what you want to take this, Connor?
Oh no, like I'm all in, like.
Okay. And what does all in look like?
Like just being the best version of yourself and just proper grinding it, like just keep going.
Okay. And see all the offers I would have been dropping into the group chat. Like how come you only reached out to Adrian yesterday and you didn't reach out to me on any of them ones?
No, I'm still like I'm on the 2 of them.
Yeah, but like I'm talking about before Adrian dropped that into the Discord chat. Like how come you never reached out to me when times were going tough, or you reached out to like Adam or Dave?
I don't know. I kind of just texted in. I just said a chance me arm, see if I get into it.
Okay. Remember, man, if you're facing like a scenario, like we're here to help. You know what I mean? And if I don't know what you're like, if you don't want to come to me, I can't help you. Or if you don't want to shoot me a message saying like, "Here's my situation, Ryan. What do I do?" Like I can't help. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the offer is grand. It's like it's all Americans. There's no like Indians. Like I'm having good chats with them, qualifying them, doing everything that I was taught. But like it just seems I don't know if it's me or
How many dials a day are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing like 100 or more. But right now on the Oak, there's how many leads are there now? Yeah, like there's 300 leads now
To dial.
to dial.
And are you able to do 100 dials every single day?
Well, I go until I fucking can't go anymore. Like,
Okay.
I can definitely hit 100 dials a day. Like, and then like yesterday, how many? Yesterday I booked in. Tell you now.
And like, how are any calls closing?
Well, so far this month, 3 closed
For what?
for 5K.
So 3 5K. So you got 3 5K pips.
Yeah.
Okay. And what comes you on? 10 or 15? 10 or 5%?
5.
So that's 750 quid.
Yeah, and then last month I got 680.
Okay. And last month was your first time doing it.
Yeah.
So okay. And do you feel like if you were to leave your 9 to 5 that you could get better than that?
Definitely, yeah.
So what's the situation in life right now that's holding you back from committing? Is it just seeing more money come through in terms of appointment setting, or is it the pressure of not wanting to leave an apprenticeship? Because an apprenticeship is this fucking commitment.
I finished phase 4. Done phase 4. I know I said I was going to leave after phase 4, but I passed everything apart from T1. So now I'm just waiting to do the repeat there. and see how I'm gonna do the repeat, see how that goes, because I got absolutely fucked. They're after changing they changed the papers after 18 years on the exam that I was doing. So everything that I learned for the 3 months, my phase 4, the fucking cunts changed everything.
Rip.
So,
Rip in the chat.
I'm just gonna repeat. I'm gonna repeat this. All I can do is do my best, study. If I pass, I pass. If I don't, I have this.
Okay. Any splits, by the way? Like there has to be some splits coming through. If you've gotten 3 pips, there has to be splits.
People have been saying they have, like they told me they can do installment plans, but when I book in people that can put down, say, $1,000 or something, the closer's saying he wants the full PIF.
Why? What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Like,
did you speak to the offer owner about this?
yeah. Like the offer owner, like he was kind of just saying the same, like, because they told me they do the installments, and then on call I've been booking in on call. At the start they were telling me book people in that have the money. Last month they booked in a few split pays, but then this month I've been getting people that have, say, $1,000 put down, $2,000 put down, but they're not closing. It's like they're not taking the split.
Okay, well I'm literally taking this down, man, in my notebook tomorrow, and I want a in detail answer from you. I'm literally taking it down now. Ask Connor why they don't take splits. I want you to give me a good answer for that one, man. I want to know why these guys don't take splits.
Yeah.
And I want you to be able to answer that question to a higher level for me. Right? So I want you to go on and say, peace out. I want you to go on and say, why are we not taking splits and we leaving money on the table? These guys can do payment plans. Like, why are we leaving money on the table here?
Yeah, like money's money, like you still get it in.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So,
and this fella, it's not like he has 100K followers. Like, he only has about 20K. Like, you should be taking whatever he can get.
How much has he done this month? Do you know? 15K.
Yeah.
He has to have done more, man. If
he does
taking splits.
Well,
that doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense.
Another thing on the Slack, I've been noticing. So we have the new applicants. They're just the people that join the Discord, and I ring them up. But we also have the mentorship appointments, and they're the people that want to get into the mentorship. But I go through them, and then it's like I think they get them in themselves. Like the closer and the offer owner are just putting them in, and like when I ring them up, they're already kind of booked in.
Okay, so
the priority ones is the mentorship ones, and then when I ring them up, they're kind of, your man just said you need to be quick, like, to get it.
Right. Okay. So it's speed to lead, bro. Speed to lead.
Yeah.
Like, how fast is your speed to lead, man?
I'm pretty fast. Like, once it pops up, I'm ringing them. Like.
Yeah. Okay.
And
you need to ask him. You need to ask him who is triaging. Do you know what triaging is, Connor?
No, I don't think so.
Triaging is basically, let's say fucking Adrian, you're a fitness coach, Connor. Adrian, let's say you're a fitness coach, Connor. Who do you know? Adam Loughlin. He's from Mullingar. You better fucking know him. Adam Loughlin is your DM setter, Connor, right? Let's say Adam just booked in a fella to chat with you about fitness, right? He's on your calendar. Adrian dials him before the call and double qualifies him, make sure he's intentful, and just make sure he's a good lead, right? So a triager only calls people that are already on the calendar. But you're then calling every lead that comes through a funnel because you're just a dialer. A dialer and a triager. Not the same thing, but they do the same job. They call people, but they don't call people from the same areas.
So are they calling people that are already qualified, like?
They're already booked in. They don't know for sure if they're qualified. Let's say your man runs a free funnel to his Discord community, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a funnel, right? Somebody could have a VSL funnel too, where your man runs ads, go watch this video, send in an application, book a call. Now you're on a call. There was no DM setter involved at all. Now a dialer, a triager is going to ring this person because they've booked in a call, and make sure they're qualified to actually jump on with the sales team. You get me?
Right. Yeah.
So you need to ask him, who is triaging? Or is there a triager, right? Is there any book a call funnels, right? Book a call funnel so there's DM funnel, which is just DM setters, right? And then there's book a call funnels, which is like VSL, where you watch the VSL, you submit an application, you can then go and book a call, and then somebody's going to dial you called a triager, basically, right? So you need to figure that out, Connor. So tomorrow, Connor, you are to text me. I'm not going looking after you, man. Right? I have this on my diary.
Closer be a triager as well.
Yeah, a closer can be a triager too if there's not that many sales calls.
It's only me, the closer, and the offer owner.
Yeah, so the closer could be dialing people, but you need to figure this out, right?
Right.
Okay.
So who is the triager?
Who is the triager, and why the fuck are we not taking split pays?
Yeah.
I want them both answered from you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But how are you finding everything? How are you feeling, like, Connor?
Good, yeah. Good. It could be better, could be better.
I got you. Well, look, at least, bro, dialing is a great place to be, Connor, because if you go into you're getting experience, man. You're getting real on the ground experience. Dialing is a crazy game, because you get onto a big offer, you are cleaning up. You understand?
100%.
Cleaning up.
The boys posting their wins in the chat there. It's giving me a push,
Yeah.
I need to do better,
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And there's no fucking difference between anybody here. Between you, between me, between anybody here at all. There's zero difference, right? So you're in your own lane, remember, Connor, living your own journey. So again, it's sacrifice, bro. Mullingar is
How long are you in Tenerife for?
I'm leaving next week, man. I'm going to Madrid.
I'm there Saturday. Meet up with you.
You can. You meet up with me, Dave.
All the boys.
Who are you coming out here with?
The missus.
Hey! You can tell her you're disappearing for a while. She can go do her own thing. But I'm actually going to Kanye West in Madrid next week. Anyone Yeezy fans in here? We got any Yeezy fans? I see 2 of them. See 3 of them. Yeah, it's gonna be good crack. Looking forward to that. But this is what I mean, boys. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, this is what staying committed, like Connor is doing now, just staying fucking committed, is going to lead you to being able to travel the world. You know, like, we're going to Madrid next week, then back to Ireland, then to Rome, and then to South America, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, and Mexico, finishing off the rest of the year. Huh?
Colombia is fucking savage.
Yeah, I've never been, man, but
it's cheap as fucking.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
But that's what just from staying consistent, boys. Like, anything you want is achievable. But Connor, I appreciate you going into depth with me, man. I want to know what's going on.
Right,
you know what I mean?
I've been a bit quiet.
Yeah, I want to know what's going on. I didn't know what the fuck. Do you know
what
I mean?
I've been just, to be honest, I've just been
grinding,
consistent,
I'm glad to see that, man. How is your missus handling the fucking change?
She got over it. She got over it.
Good, I'm glad. That's the biggest fucking objection.
I'll tell the lad what was going on, right? So I was absolutely grinding in this anyway, and wasn't paying enough attention to the missus, and she was going absolutely mad. She was going mad. She's solid now, though.
Got the same actually yesterday as well.
Boys, the thing is, you have to realize that
they don't get it, though.
No, they don't get it. All they care about is nails, hair, and fucking bullshit, right? We're the men, we're the breadwinners. We got to be the ones that lock in and do this shit. You know what I mean? But boys, Chase, I'm telling you, boys, life is better when you're not worrying about money. And money is fucking printed, so nobody should have to worry about money. You know what I mean? But as I said, Connor, I'm glad to have heard all that, man. I'm glad that I actually picked you out, bro. Because I'm glad to hear that you're locked in and you're doing your thing. I might not see you all the time, bro, but I'm still here if you need me. And so is everybody. You know what I mean? So the more I know of what you're doing, the more I'm like, because if somebody isn't in my head, if they're not like, is Conley, are you still in here?
He's cooking eggs there.
Conley's cooking eggs?
Yeah, I think so.
How do you know?
I can see him on the screen there.
Conley, that's Kean Conley, you mad bastard. Conley is his Conley Reed.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. But I was thinking, how the hell do you know he's in Scotland whipping up a few guggies in a kilt? But no, he that man, boys, I swear to God, like he updates me regularly, and I never even ask for it. He's just like in the
He's
one-to-one
done it there
channel, not
about 10
necessarily
minutes
me.
ago, yeah.
Just updates. Right, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it's like, Jesus, this boy means business. Like he ain't here messing around, you know. It's like, right, Ryan, right, boys, I'm at this stage now. I've completed this. Right, what's the best way to go about this? What's the best way to go about that? He's going to be on an offer this week. I know he is. I know for a fact he is. He only joined probably about 2.5 weeks ago. You know what I mean? So it's all about just showing that up, because when big offers come in our way, we want to place people. We want to put people towards that. But if somebody texts me that hasn't put on any calls, isn't doing any reps, I'm not even going to respond to you. So I see every message that comes through, right? If you text me looking for a job and you're not doing anything and I don't respond, just know why straight away. Because if people come to us, if you can go and get any job you want through the job board, any job you want, right? But if people come to me and they're looking for people, I ain't giving them bad people. No way. Because I want them to keep coming back to us. You know what I mean? So just remember that. But right, Connor, have you any questions to ask me before I go on to the next person?
No, just need to ask the offer owner who is triager and why are we not taking split pays? Is there anything else I should ask?
Ask why they don't take splits, because they're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Like if they can do 2 now and 2.5 in 30 days, like why is that not? You know what I mean? Why are you not doing that?
Because these leads, they're not. I know it's trading offer, but he does options trading. So these leads aren't like 19-year-olds from America. These are like older people, and they already have businesses, full-time jobs, like they have good capital. Like
Yeah, like as well as that, like not everybody is rich. Not everybody's able to. Boys, I only started piffing recently. I know when I got into my first 2 things, I split it, and I split it as fucking far splits I could get it to. You know what I mean? So not everybody has the capabilities of doing that. So it's most likely that, especially in Ireland, you know, who the fuck has 5, 6, 7, 8 grand sitting around, or 10? There's a coaching community in Australia that have somehow managed to reach lads in Ireland, because Adam Cass was on a call with them before joining Beyond Set, joining me. It was 10 grand. Like, what the fuck? 10 grand. Imagine that's pitching somebody that hasn't actually experienced sales, 10 grand. You know what I mean? If someone was to have pitched that to me at the start, I would have been like, Jesus, man, what the fuck am I paying for? You know what I mean? Because, like, realistically, when you join Beyond Set, your perception, you don't really know fuck all. You know, you don't realize that the level you can get to, right? So, yeah, if you think about it, some closing mentorships are 15 grand. So it's like, why is it 15 grand? Because some boys in there are making 100 grand a month. So you put in the work, you're going to do the same thing. That's why it's fucking 15 grand, you know? But anyways, no, Connor, ask who's triaging. It's probably going to be the closer.
Yeah.
Get on a call with the closer too and do a networking call with him.
yeah, I texted him there. I was just like, can you hop on a call? And he was like, no, I'm busy. Send a voice message down and I'll get back to you.
Seriously?
Swear to God, yeah. I literally just texted him there.
What'd you say?
I said, yo, bro, can we hop on a call, just a quick one, if you're free. I'm a little busy today, but you can send me a voice message. I'll respond.
Send him a voice note just explaining what. Just say, look, bro, I'd love to get, like, you're a closer, man. I'm a setter. I'd love to just network with you, man, ask you a couple of questions and just get some guidance. And I want to make sure I'm performing at the best of my ability for this offer. Brown knows him a little bit, man.
Right.
You know, just Brown knows him a little bit and get some advice and guidance. But other than that, Connor, man, no, that's all that I really have to push you on there.
Yeah.
Now let me go. Does anybody want to put themselves forward first to a dissection with me before I choose the next random person? Right, boys.
I'm gonna head off, do a few days.
Yeah, go on. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Right. Next person that's getting dissected, unfortunately, because they're the ones right underneath my name, is Adam Loughlin. Unmute your mic, brother.
Well, how are you?
Well, big boy, how are you doing?
Sorry. Yeah, better now. 100% now. Was away for a good bit there. Just had to reset the mind. Went away there. Only came back from Malta there. Was it 2 days ago? And
how'd you find it?
It was nice, but it was a bit hectic. Like it wasn't what I thought it was. well, the first 2 days it was fucking busy. Like it was just like I didn't sign up for that. Now I didn't think it was going to be fucking like. I
Did
think
you
I
go
beat
with
that.
your
Like
friends? You bollocks, man. What do you
I
mean?
went
You
with
didn't
one. I went with one mate.
Right,
But
okay.
then like after that, then we said fuck that. We ended up going to like Valletta and stuff, and then we done the whole like cruise of Gozo, the Blue Lagoon, and then we did all the like kind of history kind of things as well. Then we went to there's like a church there, in Gozo, and like it was nice. And it's actually mad that they actually were selling only candles. They were selling were actually Irish. So
Okay.
it's like, well, like we went in there, you had to pay to go in, and it was kind of like go in there, have a great moment, like have a little moment for yourself as well. So it's kind of reflecting everything as well, and then come back now more fueled. And then I've obviously made this decision to kind of go fully at this and kind of put the job to a side, if that makes sense.
When did you make that decision?
On holidays when I was on
You
away.
decided,
Yeah,
you decided you're quitting the job.
basically, yeah. I have money there, so
Have you handed in your notice?
yeah. So that's it. Like I'm gonna go full time at this and live at home, and then try get out here. Then that's the plan.
Try. What does try mean? I don't know what
I
that
will.
word means.
I will.
Sorry.
Sorry,
That
yeah.
word try doesn't
Yeah,
live in
yeah,
my
yeah,
vocabulary,
yeah.
so you'll have to give me an
Yeah.
understanding of that
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, no, that's the plan, anyways.
Okay, good. I'm proud to hear that.
Because obviously just hit a roadblock, and obviously these things happen in life.
What do you
They
feel the
make you
roadblock
stronger.
was?
The roadblock was obviously just getting just the work were absolutely fucking me around, like, and then obviously then my cousins died, so then that was shit was fucking just rough around the family, like, so just a rough time. But
I understand, bro. I
yeah,
understand.
so yeah,
Can I give you one thing? And I don't mean to be
yeah.
unsensitive ranting like that,
I know,
brother,
go
but
ahead.
Fuck, bro. Telling you, man, life has a funny way of throwing challenges at you 24/7.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and I obviously, man, you know, there's some challenges are harder than others, and we have
Yeah.
to take time back. But
Yeah.
trust me, bro, the road ain't gonna be narrow.
I know,
right?
yeah.
So it's good what you're doing, though. Man. Back
Yeah.
yourself, leave the fucking
Yeah.
job, 100%, bro. You
Yeah,
know
no,
this shit
because
works.
fuck that, like, because it makes you think, like, because you fucking only get 20 days off, and like you're getting paid peanuts, like, but then you can go and fucking like Jacob said there in the call, you can work your bollocks off and actually fucking get paid for it, like. So like it's
Yeah.
fucking no brainer, like. Actually, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's stupid thought, but
Nah,
it's-
man, I
it's-
agree with you.
Yeah, like it's he spoke. That was actually probably one of the best meetings we've had. Well, in my opinion, since I've been here.
Yeah,
Like,
have you been
I-
at other get calls before?
I went to is his name Jude, or the fella from London? That was the last only. I've
Teddy.
been only in two. Teddy, sorry, yeah, him. That was the only two I've been in. and
Yeah, but
I
Teddy's
enjoyed-
19, he's 25,
Yeah.
and he's Irish. You know what I mean?
Alright,
So there's a
yeah,
difference.
there's a big difference.
So
Yeah,
there's more relatability
Yeah,
because
yeah,
the man's
yeah, yeah.
obviously Irish. But
yeah,
no, look,
I
I'm glad
enjoyed
to
that
hear
one.
that, bro.
Yeah.
Is there anything you feel that we could do to help you at this moment in time?
No, actually, I'm just gonna bang out a few role plays.
Bro,
Try to
as
get on
well
the
as
job
that,
board.
be jumping on the SDR role plays too, man, please.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the dialing, isn't it? Yeah.
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 SDR is dialing. SDR
Mm.
just means sales direct representative.
Yeah.
or, like, it just means dialing, man.
Yeah.
If you ever hear SDR, it's a dialing rep.
Yeah.
Dialing lead, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I expect a lot from you now, man, coming
Yeah.
up over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to see you, to
100%,
be honest, at that event.
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it was a bit annoying because obviously I had a goal as we spoke about before, but sure, obviously
2 weeks.
shit happened.
Yeah,
There's still loads of time, so there is time. So
So
the world,
keep her
the
lit.
world is the oyster, yeah.
Have you any questions for me, man, before I move on to the next person?
That should be it. And yeah, see you all in August.
100%. Does
Lovely,
anybody
mate.
want to put themselves forward before I call out the next person? 3,
Yeah,
2.
can I jump in there?
Well, of course you can, Barry.
Sound. So, so I just been baiting away at doing role plays and using the bot, and I've done 1 or 2 with the lads as well. And I've just got landed with a bastard of the fucking flu, so I fucking have done nothing now the last 2 days, which is shite, you know, kind of just put the spanner in the work. But yeah, I wanted to ask you about when I am doing all these RPs, would it be fair to say that doing inbound CTA sort of ones where it's warm leads, is that like the best use of my time, not to be like trying to focus on like doing like the cold outreach as well? Or
Nah, outbounds, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Very rare. You might get depending on what account you're on. When I was DM setting, I'd maybe get a week 3 or 4 leads that are actually worthy, that were inbounded. A lot of it is going to be outbound, but not cold outbound, right? So Barry, when you say cold outbound, that means somebody that has never seen this creator before, not necessarily never seen, but isn't in their ecosystem. When I say ecosystem, right, I mean doesn't follow them, hasn't liked their content, right? You can't find them just by looking at their engagement, right? So warm outbound means what? Somebody explain warm outbound to me. Adam, what does warm outbound mean?
So when there's interacting with your kind of like the ecosystem, could you say? Like they're kind of like liking and commenting.
So let's say Barry followed me on Instagram, right? I reached out to, or not Barry, Adam followed me on Instagram. Yo, Adam, see, we've got a few mutuals, brother. Are you from Mullingar too? That's outbound. That's warm outbound because he followed me, right? Let's say Adam commented on my something. Let's say Adam liked something belonging to me, right? Now, if he did none of the above and I just randomly text him and he doesn't follow me, he didn't like anything, he didn't comment, that's cold, right? But warm means they're in the ecosystem, Barry. So when you're doing your role plays, bro, do warm outbound because inbound is too easy, man. It's too easy, bro. Not gonna lie to you. Because outbound is a little bit trickier. You have to engage with them and make them feel like that you're not selling them something straight away. And then you have to try steer the conversation towards speaking about the vehicle, right? Because like I've just outbounded Adam saying, yo, what's the stuff, bro? Like we've got a few mutuals. Oh no, yeah, wait, I'm from Mullingar too. Oh no, that's sick, man. I'm actually from Mullingar myself. What are you doing out there? Oh, I'm a data technician at the moment. Oh no way. I was sparking over in Sweden, brother. I know how it is. How do you finding it? Not the greatest, man, to be honest. I've been trying to get over for a while now, but I'm not really sure what to do. Oh, no way, bro. So we've got a similar enough story. And I'm just chatting shit like it, but we've got a similar enough story. Have you ever looked into making money online? Right now we're starting to tiptoe into the vehicle, right? But it's not as easy as that. Sometimes, obviously, it might be a little bit harder. You know, it might not be a case of we have a mutual. It might just be a case of it's a pure, just random follower and they've nothing on their page and you have to outbound them, right? So you can either send a generic one or try think outside the box, right?
Yeah, okay. So majority of what I'm going to be doing when getting
in DM
on
setting, yes. As a
it's
DM
gonna
setter,
be-
the majority of what you will do is warm outbound, right? You might get a couple of laydowns that text you saying, Ryan or Barry, how the fuck do I get started doing X, Y, Z? Let me. What is the offer service you offer? You have you send a couple of messages, you get them on a call. Bro is sold. You get me? So that's not super common. Happens, man, but it's not something you're going to be relying on. You have to put your own bit of a dog in too. But have you any other questions, Barry?
Yeah, so with the SDR, for getting started with that, is it just best to ask some of the lads to do role plays with?
Yeah, just rip the role play around the boys. Drop it into see you later, Adam. Drop it into the group chat and see if anyone responds, or just text the boys individually yourself if you've hopped on networking calls. Or I'm sure there's loads of boys, man, that have loads of time available to be doing role plays, especially SDR, especially with the way, like over the last 3 months beyond set, it's kind of like the best offers we're trying to push is on the DM or is on dialing. Like, trust me, DM setting is amazing. That's my roots. I started off as a DM setter, but right now, like, dialing is a good place to go. If you feel personally like you need to start off in DMs, build up your comfortability, it's probably going to be faster that you build the comfortability there and actually be able to leave your job, right? Diarmid, you raised your hand there real quickly. What was your question? Your mic's muted, brother. Fire ahead there, Barry, while he sorts that. Do you have another question, Barry, for me?
Let me think. No, not on my top of my head anyway.
That's okay. How are you finding everything, brother?
How well, bar right now, like, kind of feel shite right now, not gonna lie, but
it's okay.
But before that, yeah, I was feeling good. Like, I was kept repping out stuff.
Yeah. That's okay. No, I understand that, man. As well as that, boys, if anybody here if anybody here is new and hasn't got access to join the Beyond Set event, text me individually if you want to go and you haven't been added to the list or anything like that. Because I'm sure there's going to be boys that pull out last minute. So I can have, there was loads of lads that pulled out last minute the last time. So I'll have a little list there, just like a first replacement. Because at the end of the day, I paid for this Airbnb and the whole everything, and everybody's paying us back. So I know I'm going to lose money, but I prefer not to lose as much as I can. Right? But that's boys, that's what I mean. I love this shit. So I like it. This is an investment for me. Looking at stuff like this, investment, getting all of us together, showing you what Beyond Said truly is about, and just keeping on spreading the love. But Diarmid, I feel like your mic's back working, is it?
Is it working?
You go on the fella.
Okay, no, sorry, I was just going to say to Barry, I'm kind of in the same boat where I do need to get on more the SDR, so if he wants to hit me a message, I'll jump on and the calls with him.
Is there anybody else experiencing Diarmid extremely lagged?
Yeah.
All right, okay, you're extremely laggy, but it's all right. Yeah, Diarmid, there you go.
It's fine for
There's
me.
Barry is your role play fucking partner. Saturday, Sunday, do 2 each. Go through them on Tuesday, Thursday's call. Simple, boys. Right? So,
Lovely.
what else was I going to say? Diarmid, how do you feel like you've been getting on recently?
Is it still really laggy?
Huh?
Am I lagging?
No, you're all right, I think.
No, because I'm switching Wi-Fi. If I'm still lagging, I'll switch to different Wi-Fi.
Can you hear me? When I
Yeah, I
stop
can hear you
speaking.
perfect.
Oh, yeah, you can hear me perfectly. Sweet, yeah. How are you
Yeah.
getting on, Diarmid?
I know. Look, I probably got a good wake-up call from you yesterday, and like I do take full responsibility, I suppose. I wasn't getting done what I committed to do, and I was probably just looking for excuses. But look, I probably let other priorities take over, and I probably managed my time poorly over the last week. And a bit like what Connor was saying there. And look, I'm lucky my girlfriend is very supportive, but she was away in America for the last 2 months, so I kind of got caught all weekend when she came home on Thursday. And so,
Well, your missus was in America. That's fucking different.
yeah, yeah, exactly. No, that's the thing. I think it's kind of a bit of a plateau stage. I probably was working. She left at an ideal time that I was able to get on this, get working, and prioritize my evenings in terms of being able to get on as many calls as I could. But I suppose once I got on the job board, I probably nearly went back to being comfortable in myself instead of kicking on. And look, I probably just sent you a list of excuses, and I've only myself to blame. So look, I know this week now I'm going to just try to get myself prioritized again, get my shit together, get the looms into you, and just get on the job. Well, I'm on the job board.
It's not for me. None of this is for me. None of this is for me. So just remember that. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Because I've done my fucking I'm still in the boys. I ain't telling myself I'm out of trenches because I ain't trying to get comfortable, right? But I've got out of my job now. Now it's trying to see what levels and limits I can push in life. But this is fucking for you, Diarmid. Everything that you're doing is for you, for the people that you love, for the people that you want to take care of, Because there's only so much caring you can do with a fucking normal job wage back in Ireland. And that might not even be your motivator. I don't know, like on a personal deep inside here in Diarmid, there's something in there.
Yeah, I know. I need to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. You do, right? And don't let time fucking pass by, man, because time goes fast. You fucking know it goes fast.
Absolutely, yeah.
Or we know it, boys, will be fucking beer bellies and no hair left on the head.
Yeah, no, but look, I do think personally, like I have been keeping since I joined Beyond Set away from anything to do with like dialing every night. I have been way more consistent in terms of like my overall, like in terms of like showing up for myself, say gym, diet and better things like that. So it has improved everything like that. But I think I just really need to refocus myself and go in the direction that I know Diarmid should be going in, and not just taking the steady direction.
Yeah. Challenge yourself, bro. Fucking push yourself. Bro, you were a county hurling player. That's not like look, man, that's probably high level enough. I'm not really big into GAA or anything like that, but I know it's high level. Like there's a lot of commitment to that. Fucking push yourself, bro. Normally, man, it's like athletes I tend to see, or people that were performing at a high level at something, tend to go far in something like this, So push yourself, bro. Remind yourself what the fuck this all was for at start. You know what I mean? Boys, like in moments where I don't feel motivated, I literally think back to the worst periods in my life. I think back to the most painful moments I've had. And by God, there's been a fucking few. And I'm sure there's a lot for other people too, you know? But boys, before I go into the next person in depth, I appreciate all the boys who've been here from start to finish, by the way, too. But before I go into the next person in depth, does anybody else want to do it? It's another beautiful Mullingar man that I'm going to go into depth on with here. He's smiling, he knows who he is. Right, but does anybody have any questions? No, right, Rogan, unmute your mic there, brother.
What's the crack?
How are we getting on, big dog?
I'm not getting on too bad now.
Fill me in. I want to know so start to finish. Where are we right now?
What you want to know?
Fucking fill me in, brother. I haven't spoken to you now in a while.
That's been a good while, yeah.
You guys in Morocco, I remember that night I got you ramped up on the offer. Right, but go on anyways, right? Your first, how long have you been appointment setting now on that offer, Rogan?
3 weeks. It's my third week.
First
now.
3 weeks appointment setting, how have you been finding that?
Not too bad, yeah. All warm outbound, so I think you might get maybe 1 or 2 inbound a week.
Yeah, not surprised on that. Not surprised. It's a small account, man. Very, very, very small account.
Yeah, like at the minute it's actually blocked at the minute.
His Instagram?
It's fucking blocked. It got blocked. It's been in and out of getting blocked. So the manager, Ivano, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
He sent in a thing there the other day saying Meta is getting stricter with sending links and just basically links in general. So we've now decided to start taking the phone number and email. And I done that yesterday in this 4 times yesterday, and twice within the space of 20 minutes, half an hour. The account was gone then. Hasn't been given back.
Okay.
So, in terms of bookings, he was on to me there 2 days ago. Like, you know yourself.
About what?
Not enough bookings.
What was he saying?
I prefer quality over quantity, okay, as kind of anyone else would. But he was running this ad, and it was targeting kind of the audience it hit was all kind of struggling families and single paychecks and single mothers. It's kind of the lower end of what you'd want.
The lead quality that you want, yeah.
Yeah, so he's seeing all these fucking followers coming in, like a couple of hundred over the space of 2-3 days, and he's saying like, why aren't we getting bookings? Like, these people don't have money. Like, there's people
Not
telling
an
me.
appointment setter, yeah, I get that. He's not an appointment setter. He doesn't understand.
There's people literally telling me they have no money. Is there any way I can help them? They having a washer to rub together. It was a quote. I having a washer was a quote from some woman from Ballymun. Yeah, like it's sad to hear it, like, but at the end of the day, look, we want to get paid. Like,
Can I ask you a question, Rogan? Do you feel more competent, right? Remember your journey through everything. Now let's remember back to everything, because I remember everything, right? But do you feel more competent after this experience with Adam?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Perfect. What has that now done?
Confident in my abilities.
Competent in this in general.
Yeah.
Confident in your abilities, number one, and confident that next time, let's say, you hop on to try go for an offer that's doing way more across the board, you are actually able to back yourself. You're not going to sit there and fucking freeze or anything like that.
No, we've see, that's it. Like, I kind of have to walk the walk before I'm not a shit talker, and in order to shit talk and lie, it's a trait I don't fucking have.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. No, I understand that, man. I understand that. I'd put a lot of fucking pressure on you. You know, when I get an element of like a fucking thought, like, geez, we've a big one here, let's fucking lob Rogan at it. Like, you know, I just run with it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, everybody's pace is different. But the reason why I want you to do this offer, Rogan, was number one, to make a few pounds for yourself. Have you made a few pounds?
Yeah, I'm up at 12.65 at the minute. 5 calls still to go through, David.
12.65. How are you feeling about that for your first month, I suppose?
Happy enough, yeah.
Okay. Like, bro, I made 700 quid in my first month. Think about that, Rogan, for a second. You have made over double what, like, you're going to make double what I made my first month appointment set. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not a lot, man. I won't lie to you. 1,200 quid's fuck all. But
yeah,
But I
It's a
know
start point.
it's a starting point, man, because appointment setting isn't the finish line, it's the launch pad. It's the way to get into this space, right? And as well as that, bro, this is your first month doing this, and you're also on an offer that I would regard. I actually said to him, man, I'm not giving him anybody. He asked me, it was like, can I have an appointment set off you? I said no, right? And then I thought to myself, do you know what? This would be perfect for somebody to just learn, that just needs to do nothing but just learn and needs that confident booster. That's why I said you, Rogan. You know?
Appreciate
and now, yeah, well, look, man, it's all good, but all I want you to do, Rogan, is not to get comfortable, right? Because that could go up to 2.5, that could go to 2, and I don't want you to get comfortable with that. I want you to be challenging yourself. I want you to be going to the gym. I want you to be. First of all, how does it feel being around your daughter more?
Oh, great. Yeah.
I'm delighted for you, man. I'm delighted for you.
Like it's a big difference. It's a big difference. The alarm going off now at 8 o'clock rather than fucking 4:45.
Do you know what though? For you, I'm delighted for you specifically because I know that you're able to see your daughter more, and that warms my heart, bro. Because I love my family, man, and I love being able to love my family. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But yeah, I love that you're able to spend more time with your daughter, man, because that's the main fucking thing. And not only can you spend more time with your daughter, Rogan, but you are building, bro. You are building. Like what Jacob said, it's entrepreneurship, man. This shit ain't linear, bro. You know what I mean? But you are building towards something huge for all of you. And as I told you, Rogan, multiple times on our calls, just me and you, bro, like this is the start. You can transition then. You know what I mean? But you're building a name for yourself, man. So look, bro, I'm fucking happy to hear you're making a few pound. And this is your first month, man. Your first month, bro. Your first month. Bro, a third year plumber makes 1,600 quid a month, apparently. And it's 22 days into the month and you're on 1,200. You know what I mean? You're about to make the same as a third year plumber in your first fucking ever month DM setting. You know? And you've still more calls to go by.
That's it too,
up for you.
Oh, he's doing well now, yeah.
I know, I'm fucking happy for you. I'm happy, Rogan, to see this, right? But as I said to you, do not get content. This is for you to simply get a good understanding and then go to the next thing. That is what I want for you, bro. Good understanding, time to go to the next thing, Rogan. Do not get content. And do not listen, because I spent 3 months, man, on with a girl called Emma McCabe. And I spent fucking ages just saying to myself, not necessarily saying to myself, but I spent ages getting told things are happening, things are changing. I'm going to do this for you, Ryan. I'm going to do that for you, Ryan. It never did. So, yeah, contact me, man. If you feel like you
I was out of the loop there for a while.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm doing this shit. Like, boys, I love this shit. You don't see anybody else sitting on here, which is for fucking hours, but I will, because I love this from the bottom of my heart. I fucking love this game, right? But I know, yeah, you're out of the loop, man. But like, at the end of the day, when you join Beyond Set and when you go to get on an offer, only join group calls if you have a question. What are you doing on the group call? Go make your fucking money. This is why you join Beyond Set. At the end of the day, like everybody that joins Beyond Set, they're not going to stay on calls forever. It's going to tend to be the lads that are not on an offer on the group calls, because other than that, they're off making fucking money. I don't want you sitting on group calls. You could be going making money. Like, get the fuck out of here, you know? But Rogan, man, I want you to just continue to finish out this month, your first month, which is good. You've made some money as well. You're going to make more. Push to 2K, bro. 2K. Is that 2K euro?
Euros, yeah.
Okay, good, because euro is stronger than USD. Push to finish at 2K euros this month. That'll be fucking sick for you, man. Really good for you.
Yeah, I was aiming between 2.8 to 3.6.
Reach for the fucking stars, man, and don't be disappointed in yourself, man. Yeah. Bro, my first month, look at my life 1 year later. Now, and I'm not an egotistical boy. I'm far from that, but I'm just putting it into context for you. I had 700 quid, man, in my first month, and a year and a half later, here we are. You know what I mean? And I went into management, boys. At one stage I had 10K recurring every month just from management, because I had all my clients on a 2K base per month. Just 2K. I had 5 clients all paying me 2K a month to manage their offers, setters. Right? And that was just 10 grand at the start of the month without commissions. You know what I mean? So like, where you can go is fucking crazy. don't think for 1 second that you just can't go and go to crazy heights and levels. But Rogan, try see if you can get yourself on dialing calls, and doing dialing role plays, please. Right?
Yeah, I need to start fucking going to Adam's calls there and obviously build that skill set too.
Yeah, man.
The more skills you have, the better. And of course, with the dialing, it's easier to transition into a lot more different roles.
Yeah, and you have setting under your belt now as well. Obviously, you're going to spend the next month setting, but like at the end of the day, 6 months max. 6 months max setting. Setting isn't this long-term thing. So when you're busting your ass and you're grinding, remember that it's not fucking forever. Because setting ain't no long-term thing. Setting is just get you in the door, start making money online, get out of your 9 to 5 and see this space, right? Get around people that are making, like, bro, you're working for a fella Rogan from Dublin, making probably 50, 60 grand a month. He's a prick as well. He has prick tendencies. Sorry, boys, because this video could be shared somewhere. I don't want to speak like that. But he doesn't have the greatest tendencies. But you get what I mean, man. There's some random fella from Dublin that's making that much money. It's like, money is so printable. Like, money isn't even a fucking thing, I'm telling you. Right? But oh boy, somebody just joined me on set. It's cool. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I'm proud of you, Rogan, man. I'm glad. Me and you have spent Jesus, bro. I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see that, man. I really am glad to see that. And I'm really glad to see that because just being around your family, bro, that's priceless. You can't put a price on that. You know, and I'm sure that you've had some fucking Jesus, man. I'm sure you've had a couple of nights, man, where you're thinking, what the fuck am I doing?
A couple of them, yeah.
It comes with it, man. But who haven't I went on to hear? Jake and Graham, right? Jakey boy, how are you feeling, man, with where you are right now? And then I'm going to go on to you, Graham.
I'm actually just going to bounce, by the way.
Yeah, go on. Peace out. Good chatting with you, Rogan, right? Go on.
I had 2 nosebleeds during this call.
Did you fuck? Have you got? Do you get nosebleeds, man?
I got an operation about 4 or 5 years ago about my nosebleeds, and they didn't stop it from coming. So.
Okay. Well, I used to get that too when I was younger as well. I have a deviated septum. It's like one of my things up here is weird. When I was younger, I used to have a super sensitive nose. So I used to do that too. But anyways, right, fill me in, Jake, right? What have you been doing daily? Where's your head at? Are you having any roadblocks?
I've been doing a lot of role plays lately.
Yeah.
And writing notes. They're the main 2 things I was doing. Like, I don't know what else to do.
Role plays and just taking notes from your role plays.
Yeah,
have you done any SDR role plays yet?
STR. I did one. I did one before.
How did you find it?
It was grand.
Okay. Did you feel comfortable doing it?
I was getting more comfortable when I was talking, anyway.
Okay. And do you feel like when you do something more, you get comfortable at it more?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%.
Right.
I get more comfortable talking, like likes of these group calls every day, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Right. Well, so for you right now, Jake, have you been speaking to David about, like, in terms of your focus is DM setting, how far you are away from accessing the job board for DM setting roles? Have you asked him?
I was talking to David, and he said because we're meant to do a 1v1 chat, and he said he look on his calendar, so to reply back to me.
Okay. Well, follow up with him. Text him again. Did you find time? Don't be afraid to do that. Right.
All right, no bother.
Text him again right now this second.
All right.
Right. But did he say to you what the story is with the job board access and how far you are away in terms of accessing it?
He didn't mention anything about that.
Ask. Right? Closed mouths don't get fed. Right? If there's something that's not, I can't read your mind. You know what I mean? If you hop on a call, put your fucking hand up like this. Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, I'm not clicking on share screen. My hub is, where the fuck is raise? Oh, there we go. Bang. Raise a hand. Ryan, what's up? You all right? Yeah. How the fuck close am I to getting on the job board? Please tell me. Bang. Question answered. Right?
But he said I'll check the calendar. I'll just text him again. Did you find the time?
Yeah. Just text him saying, did you find a time, brother? Just text him asking, did you find a time, brother?
I did that there now, yeah.
Good. Well, bro, get on more SDR role plays and make yourself feel comfortable, because if you do not feel comfortable speaking to people, you're going to cap at Because no matter what, if you run your own business, you have to speak to people. DM setting is amazing, boys. And I know, like, the highest ever earning DM setter I've ever met was a guy for Sueway Go. And he made 13.5 grand in 1 month setting, right? And but the thing is, right, fuck that. Because DM setting, you're like, it's the start. It's just a way in. Well, you don't want to be there forever. So that's why I'm saying, Jake, start pushing yourself in other areas too, so you feel more comfortable. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, I get you. It's like the start of your theory test, and then you get onto your full. You're not gonna.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like
Exactly, right? But have you any questions for me?
I say a few days ago, I was getting kind of negative about what happens if this doesn't work out and all that, but they come and go. But
that's in life, man. Don't worry about that.
That's it.
Bro, them negative thoughts, man, you know, like, they will come in every single aspect of life, no matter what it is you do, right? Like, nothing, like, there's at the end of the day, bro, how many times do you need to go to the gym before you see any change?
That's it. I actually started the gym last week, so it's going pretty good at the minute.
Good. Well, I'm fucking glad to hear that, man, right? But it's the same as the gym, bro, right? So you need to just remember that it doesn't compound. What was that? I actually took down, boys. Don't know about you. You probably took more notes than you boys fucking did. But I actually took down the compound effect on my notes here from that call with Jacob. Because at the end of the day, Jacob has been in this game longer than me, and I am not, and I can learn from anybody. If I went for lunch with Graham, I'm sure I could learn something from Graham. If I went for lunch with fucking Barry, I'm sure I could learn something from Barry. I ain't this fucking Billy Big Bollocks thinks he knows everything, you know? But the compound effect, Jake, it's all about just showing up over time. Yeah, of course, bro. Everybody. I'd say Barry has had his doubts. Ryan has had his doubts. Kean has had his doubts. Adrian's had his doubts. I'm sure Graham has had his doubts. It's fucking life. Simple. You get doubts with everything. You know what I mean?
That's it.
But at the end of the day, where are those doubts stemming from? It's most likely because you're not doing the work you know you should be doing, right? And like, if I look back to any time I've doubted something, it's because I'm not doing enough. You know what I mean? So just, if you need help, bro, the one-to-one channel, at us, what is the issue? On the group calls, raise your fucking hand. Nobody here will judge you. If anybody, I hear of anybody ever judging or being anything like that, the door works both ways. Out you go. Good luck, right? No one is ever going to judge you or be an arsehole here. If you have a question, you think it's stupid, doesn't matter. Ask. Raise your hand and ask, because like I said, we're here. I love this with all my heart. And Beyond Set's a protected circle. And it's not a thing where we want to get as many people in here as possible. Like, if you don't seem like you have hunger, like, you're not getting in. Like, boys, you can look at every other community. Adam takes our calls. Adam is a closer. Adam is a sales rep, right? But Adam isn't just that. Adam is also a coach in this community. He sees what works. He sees the traits that people have that lead to success. Every other fucking community has somebody that just takes the sales calls. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm the client success manager. No, you're not. You're just a closer. You have no involvement in the fucking community. He actually does.
So,
you know what I mean? Everybody that's here,
100%.
everybody that's here has been here from the get-go. David, student. Adrian, student. Adam, student. All these came to me. You know what I mean? This ain't no let's fucking, you know what I mean? This is all love, friendships, community. Anybody that's at the event is going to realize that. You know what I mean?
Another thing about the event, I won't be going to it.
That's okay.
I had it in my mind where, like, I'm not going to treat myself to anything till I get where I want to be. Where
saying that, man, come to the fucking event.
But the thing is, where when I have something in my head where if I have to do that certain thing to treat myself, you know, I always do that. The certain thing is like, I say the certain thing is to learn a lot more, and not hopefully.
There's no context on that though. Learning a lot more is so vague. Learn a lot more what?
Like, I would say as in my job.
How do you measure what you're learning? I want to learn a lot more.
Just like get better, that kind of way.
Well, you are getting better, so come.
Yeah.
You get me?
That's the way I always do it.
You're not measuring this. You're not measuring that. Learn a lot more. You need to measure that, man. Right? You need to measure that. How do you? And do you know how you can measure it as well, Jake? Journal, bro. Write down at the end
Journal.
of the day what's in your heads and thoughts. Yes, boys, my journal is a shitty fucking school copybook. I need to get a better one, right? But I'm a basic, simple man, boys. I was using a pencil for the last 2 months in my notebook. And I actually evolved to a pen that I've started picking the fucking sides of, so I have over the last day or two. But
and another thing,
yeah.
I don't
Go
have
on
my
ahead, Jake.
I don't have my full license yet. I'm still waiting on a date. That's another reason probably couldn't
I
get
can
up
send a
there.
helicopter to pick you up.
Can you?
Only
But
joking,
yeah,
only joking.
I want to get that out of the way as well by the end of the year.
Yeah, sick. Right, big dog. I'm going to move on to Mr. Lyons.
Thanks for that, lad.
You're welcome, brother.
I'll talk to you next week, Wednesday. Is that you?
Man, I'm here if you need me. Shoot me a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
text and chat and at me, or I'm here. Shoot me a voice note, whatever you need. It's
I'll
not like,
stand for
bro,
that,
if you
lads.
need me, you need me. Like, do you know what I mean? I ain't going anywhere. Well, I hope. Let's pray to God. I ain't going anywhere. But anyways, Mr. Lyons, what's the sus?
What's happening?
How we doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad now yourself.
Good. What does not too bad mean, man? I don't want to go digging. You just tell me.
I know.
Don't make
I'm
me
good.
dig.
I'm good. I'm good, to be fair.
Right, what's good?
There's a lot good. Everything's good, but I just need to get more SDRs done, to be honest, man. I've one booked in tomorrow with Conley, and I have an hour sorted there with Jack Race for Saturday morning as well, so I'm hoping to rip off a good few of them through that as well.
Is your focus at the moment SDR?
No, my focus has been DM setting, but then I was doing the AI bot because it's just fucking so handy to rip them out, like.
Yeah,
And
I get
then
that. I get
I'm
that.
just
I
trying.
get that.
It's awkward with fucking SDR because you're trying to get off work and then it doesn't suit one flow, and then you're just fucking squeezing them in, so it's nearly better off.
Boys,
just
make
to-
a Calendly. Do you know what Calendly is?
Yeah.
Download Calendly and make a Calendly and just have
Mhm.
links. You know,
Yeah.
you're from Cork, aren't you?
Waterford, but
Waterford. Okay, Waterford. Where the fuck is Waterford?
I know. Come on.
Like, they're not educated when it comes to Ireland.
I'm better
But
off.
no, look, bro, I get that, right? I get that. And okay, so have you any questions, man, for me, Graham?
Yeah, I suppose. Like, where do you think I need to get to now to be put on the job board or to get at the job board? What's your thoughts, that process behind it?
Well, look, man, at the end of the day, it just needs to be a go-ahead from either Adam or Dave. You know, like,
Yeah.
like so either Dave through your DM setting or Adam through your activity with the SDRs. Like, at the end of
Are
the day,
they
bro,
two? Are they two
Conley did
separate
one.
job boards then, or would it be kind of?
Nah, they're all the same. They're all together. So, like, at the end of the day, if you got access to it from being a DM setter, you can still apply for SDR jobs. But like, as
No,
well
I
as
have.
that,
I've
bro,
been definitely putting a lot more emphasis on the DM setting just because it's so handy to fucking rip them out.
yeah, I understand. I get that. I do get that because the AI bot is there. Unfortunately, we don't have someone you can fucking hop on the phone with. I wonder could we look into that though. But no, I do get what you're saying, man. But yeah, I do get what you're saying. Well, the only thing that you could be doing, man, is like, do you feel, honest to God, looking at me right now in my face, that you are doing everything you can?
Like, I'm doing, what's on Dave's side, I'm definitely ripping out a lot of DM sets, like, you know, compared to what it was at the very start, and I have been getting a lot better as well. But like, you know, you're dealing with the AI bot, you're kind of saying, fuck it, I wish I'd be kind of doing with someone else as well, but then that could take fucking 2 days to do, like, on
Yeah.
the other side of it, you know.
Are you following up?
Well, I haven't actually done one with a fella with fucking 2 weeks probably. It's just so handy over the AI bot, like.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I rep one out with Hugh Curley there about, I'd say, the end of the start last Saturday, I'd say, last week, so.
Okay. Right, well, my only advice for you, man, is to be atting the lads in the one-to-one channel. Just asking them, like, boys, like, you can be asking them, you can be pushing them, like, you can be at Dave, like, how far am I away from the job board? Don't sit and wait, man. Just don't sit on the sidelines and wait for, like, ask. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to know yourself, Graham, and you're like, right, what do I need to do to get to the job board? Or like, how close am I, or how far am I away, or what do you want to see, David? What would actually give you tell Ryan, add him to the job board? What is going to do that? You need to ask David, like, what do you need from me so I can get onto the job board? What is it you want to see?
Yeah,
right. And David will
100%.
tell you because he's the one reviewing your role plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, perfect.
But yeah, look, has anybody any questions for me, boys? I appreciate it, Jez. 3 hours. These are the last men standing here. No questions. It's good to see you, boys. It's good to see you. If you don't recall, I love this shit. But it's good to see you all. Rhino brother, it's good to see you too. Adrian, Keane, Graham, Barry. I appreciate you all staying on. If you ever have any suggestions, boys, for people you'd like to get onto a group call, that's fire ahead. My DMs are always open for that. I ended up joining a community there during the week just to get around more people too, to diversify my network so that we can get more opportunities and more guest speakers on as well. So yeah, I look forward to that. But yeah, look, boys, we may as well leave it there. Nearly 3 hours in.
Before you go,
yeah, fire ahead.
what was that lad's name that was here saying he'd contact me? Or we should do fucking some SDR RP together. Diarmid, yeah.
Diarmid Hanafi.
Hanafi, yeah.
Do you want his number? I'll send it on to you.
Yeah, because his name's not showing up on beside his number on the group.
I scheduled in a few with Barry as well, by over the weekend with Suits.
Go on the lad. See how easy that was, Graham.
See,
I know, but when you're on a call with a fella, it's easier to schedule him in, like.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday is good for me this weekend anyway, because I'm off.
Perfect. I'll give you a text there shortly.
Yeah, one.
All right, boys. I'm gonna bounce, go for a shower, and then catch you again.
Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
Peace.
Right, Barry.
Yeah, this lad's number.
Diarmid. Right, I'm after screenshotting it there. And Barry. Oh shit. There we go. Right, I'm after dropping that to you on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, job, thank you.
Right, boys. Have a good evening, boys. I'm going to love yous and leave yous. If yous need anything from me, you know where to find me. But other than that, boys, God bless. Have a good night, and I should chat to yous all later, right?
100%.
Go on.
Pleasure.
Peace out, boys.
Chat you, bro. Appreciate it. Good luck.